Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
Woo-wee! Man, we are excited. Episode 70 of the Dirt Life Show. Tonight, we have something totally new for you guys. We are based out of Southern California now. We are sitting in IMG Motorsports headquarters, and to my left, I got the man himself, Ryan Edwards from KMC Wheels.
What's up?
And the owner of this fine facility, James Hill. What's up,
Good
bud?
evening.
Yeah, how are you guys doing today?
Great. I'm doing great, man.
I'm living.
Dude,
I'm living large.
Same. So we got actually a really cool setup, man. I am like super pumped. Behind us, we got our interpreter, Sasha Yankilevich. Ruslan's
Killed it.
I'm gonna say your younger sister, but she's a little older than you. Isn't she 2 years older than you now? But yeah, man, she's awesome. So she's gonna be interpreting because we have some, well, we'll call it deaf people that are in the audience now, right? So it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have a little bit different episode, and it's going to be awesome to have all of the people following us tonight and asking questions about Ruslan's upstart career. So like I said, man, we're going to have an awesome, awesome time. Ruslan GreaseHandz Yankilevich is our featured guest tonight. Man, that is a ton.
Mouthful.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
So, well, thank you very much, guys, for joining and helping out, help us set up this set. We got a badass car behind us. It's, what do you call that car? It's the rally class car?
Rally class, yep.
So Ryan Edwards races that Polaris Razor behind us. It's got some sweet wheels.
The old IMG Motorsports built machine.
That thing's pretty sweet, man.
Crusty steed.
And, yeah, man, we just got this new little studio set up. We'll give you guys a couple different angles of it so you guys can see what we're working with here today. We got Ruslan and his father behind us. And, man, it's just awesome to be able to have the support for the Dirt Life Show in Southern California. Tonight we're going to have a couple different topics. We're going to talk about the Dakar Rally that's been happening over the last few days.
Ryan's got happening.
Dude, big stuff, right? And a lot of USA people. I did a podcast last night, and we talked about it, and it's cool to see the U.S. like just kind of starting to get into it and putting all the effort into it, right?
Yeah, seeing some people stay up top consistently.
It's pretty rad, man. And young guns, too, as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
that's. I think new blood's good.
We're going to definitely talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that KMC Wheels has planned for 2021. Big stuff in the works for IMG Motorsports as well. James has a cool thing coming up with his race program, so we'll get into that. And we got our buddy Josh Shorter from Thor Motocross Gear. He's going to be calling in, talking about all of that stuff. One of the main questions that I want to ask him is Star Racing has about 800 riders on their team this year. So I'm going to ask him how it was fitting and printing all those jerseys for all those guys, because now he's got
That's a lot of gear.
Dude, it really is.
A lot of gear.
So we're stoked to talk with him, though, because the level of stoke for the Supercross season is just, like, off the charts, man. They're going to do it a little bit different, but we're going to get his opinions and his outlook on what's going to happen this year. He's got some really, really good riders like Marvin Muskin, Cooper Webb. I don't know, is Ferrandis still in the same gear?
Yeah,
gear?
because he's on.
Yeah, so it's going to be really cool, man. We can't wait to talk to him about some of that stuff. And we may or may not talk about ball joints.
No.
I think we should.
No, we're keeping those out.
It's so
There's a lot of people out there, man, that are still on those things. And the truth of the
I
matter
feel for
is,
'em.
it's, you
I
know,
feel for 'em.
they're not a great piece.
So this poor guy Ryan right here to my left, he has a love-hate relationship with ball joints, man. The front of that Razor behind us has seen better days with those dang ball joints, man.
Well, we're upgrading. That's why she's here.
Yep, exactly.
We're going bigger and better things.
IMG Motorsports going to get you through the race.
Yeah, big plug.
So thank you guys very much for joining us. We really want you guys to join us when Ruslan comes on as well. Ask a bunch of questions, but please come in and join us for all of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. If you got any information on what's happening at Dakar that we might not know about, I got to figure out how to say it better because it's Dakar.
Dakar.
Yeah.
That's how the Europeans say it.
I have no idea how you say it.
Dakar.
I look at Erica. Like, how do you say that?
Yeah, exactly.
She navigates you through it.
That's it.
Dude, it looks gnarly, man. It looks really gnarly to be out there. But please, Josh Shorter's already commenting in, man. We can't wait to talk with you, bud.
He's ready.
But yeah, so please join us and have a little bit of fun with us. Comment in, and we really want to get all of Ruslan's fans, all of the deaf fans that Sasha's over there interpreting for, to also comment in. It's an easy way for you guys to be able to just type via the computer, and we can ask questions, and she can interpret it. So it'll be awesome to have her be a part of the show for us. We can't wait. All right, man. Well, let's just get into it, dude. Actually, you know what? I got to thank our sponsors because you're sitting right here. So
Number one sponsor.
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much to the guys over at KMC Wheels.
Yep.
Really appreciate
And
them coming
EFX
aboard.
Tires. Guidus is probably in Newport something, but
Yeah, we guarantee Guidus is not watching this show because he's way
guaranteed
too bougie.
he's sipping
Yeah.
wine pinkies out.
Full on pinkies.
Yep.
But thank you very much to KMC, man. You guys have been a supporter of the
this is
show
awesome.
since day one, and we couldn't be happier. Fun things coming for 2021 with KMC, and like Ryan said, with EFX Tires as well. I want to be all factory, dude, and have those little yellow stickers on the tires now, dude. Can I
I
get
think there's
those?
some in the chase truck.
Really?
Yeah, I can hook you
Can
up.
I get that? Might have to just go sneak
Yeah.
in there and not tell you that I grabbed
But
them.
then we're going to have to tell Guidus to install them because they're a pain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those factory stickers,
Yeah.
man. Like when you're a moto and you want that Dunlop on the side of your bike.
What are you talking about? I need to have those.
Yeah, dude.
Is that a heat press on?
Yeah, it's like a
Not a normal sticker, right?
No.
Dude, but that's the factory.
High
crap.
tech.
Yeah,
High tech.
super factory right there.
Yep.
So thank you very much to the guys, Wheel Pros, KMC, EFX. We really appreciate them being on board with the show. Thank you very much to the guys at Shock Therapy. I didn't get to mention it too much on the last couple episodes because we had so much to talk about, but I got to ride in Justin over at Shock Therapy's helicopter. He let me drive that son of a gun. Dude.
big ballin'.
Oh, my God. I felt like a huge baller when they were following me around the UTV
Did
World
they
Championship.
take off out of the parking lot?
Literally. Push it out of the race shop and then just buzz out.
Well,
Wow.
Arizona, man.
He's like,
God's
dude,
country.
Arizona's like the Wild West, dude.
Yeah, and you came back this way.
Yeah. I did the wrong move, right?
Yeah. You're
We
going
should have got
backwards.
you guys to just go over there.
Yeah, well, that's going to be hard for me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the reason I came out here, though, is I want to be arm's length from all of our guests and like what we're doing right now. It's really cool to see that the Dirt Life Show can have all these people share their stories, man. Like
Yeah.
it's neat to be able to have this
You're
type
in the
of.
center of it right here, man.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. And so I'm really stoked on it. So thank you very much to the guys over at Cryo Heat as well. They're just down the street from us. Like, talk about being in the center of it. They're down in Oceanside. Those guys are building awesome, awesome stuff. I don't know if you can see it behind Ryan, but they got a Polaris transmission back there. The guys at Cryo Heat can make that thing just purr. They lighten it up by about 30%. They polish it. They will micro polish it, and they can just tumbled gears, everything. It just really makes a huge difference with those rolling resistance on those low-powered UTVs. So thank you to Josh and all the guys over at Cryo Heat for becoming part of the show for 2021. We really appreciate it. Solderweld's been a part of the show since day one as well. Those guys, Lance and all those guys over there at Solderweld, we can't thank them enough. They have some really cool stuff, man. I'm going to have to get you guys outfitted with one of their off-road repair kits.
I know. I see their logo everywhere. I haven't.
It's
tried
pretty
any of
cool,
them,
man.
so-
It's like a first aid kit for your UTV.
I need it.
Yeah, and we know a guy that can weld and bond metal over here.
Right.
So
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
all he needs is map gas, and he can go in there and he can fix stuff out on the trail or out the race. And
Solderweld has the radiator fix stuff.
yeah, they have all kinds of different bonding stuff, but they have. I forgot how it said. I need to
Right.
do my research for my sponsor.
I think I used some in my dual sport.
So
Oh,
he,
yeah, you
a
did.
few trips ago.
They have
Yep.
a bunch of different rods that come in the kit. They have
Right.
aluminum rods. They have just regular metal rods, and they have a special flux that you can put on there to make sure it's super clean when you do it. But man, you'd be good at it. But he tried to show me how to fix the radiator, and it was pretty difficult. It took me
You're like,
probably
"I'm
an hour. Well, I got it. Like after about an hour, I got it. But I'm
Should have
definitely
been a
not-
10-minute thing.
dude. Yeah, exactly. But I'm not like the pro like these dudes
No.
here. So. Yeah, it's really cool to have all those guys on board, and thank you very much to the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. Those guys make some fantastic products. They're just up in the level of UTV game as far as machining goes. They have the radius rods, tie rods. They're even making like billet hubs, billet carriers. Dude, I can't even name all the stuff that they're making now. They even make like engine cases, transmission.
Out of my price
Yeah,
range.
dude.
Yeah, those hub sets that they're building for the X3s and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Those
insane.
are killer products. man.
Yeah, and Zollinger now has a full brake kit for the X3
Yeah.
too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
Probably
those,
doesn't fit the wheels, but
dude,
slam
it's
'em
like
in there.
it's like literally like jewelry for us dudes, like off-road guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool. But yeah, thank you to those guys. They actually helped support that RS1 build that we all did
Oh, yeah.
together.
Oh, right.
And man, it was cool to see some of those products. Like I couldn't believe, like coming from the Rhino days when you just have these dinky little tie
Yeah.
rods, and then seeing like they have these little pin set screws and all this stuff. I'm
right,
like,
the
dude,
specialty stuff.
it was awesome to be able to see that stuff. All right, so let's jump into it. Thank you to all you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was just the OG days of side-by-side racing, because coming
We're
to
sitting
IMG,
next to him.
that's what I mean. Coming to IMG and out at Lake Elsinore, that was the first time I ever saw a side-by-side hit a jump at that Lake Elsinore track.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's a lot of history. You know, the walls in our office and in our shop, they're littered with trophies from, you know, kind of the early days. And to be honest, I mean, first race I was in a Rhino was like 2007, maybe end of 2006. But
Dude, that's crazy, though, to think
there was
about.
a few guys ahead of us. I mean, I saw it happen, and I'm like, dude, that's crazy. And then, you know, took me a couple months to get into that curve. So
It went from 0 to 60 real quick on that one. Like
Right.
06 was the year
Yeah,
that
that
everything
was-
changed for.
Well, we're talking about 14 years later, so let's talk about it from like a newbie standpoint, right? Like somebody that's getting into it in the 2018, 19, 20 area. Like back in the day, like some of this stuff was unbelievable that you guys were doing. I remember being on my pit bike at Lake Elsinore, and I could have swore, like when I talked to you on your episode, James, like didn't you guys help Andy Harrington, an old professional motocross racer, or somebody of that level? Because I could have swore I saw you guys out at Lake Elsinore one day, but I don't know if it was you guys.
So we would, well, I mean, in the beginning of it, I mean, it was so grassroots. Like, we knew everybody. So Andy was actually a guy that I raced against, you know?
In moto.
Well, in minis, right? So, like, there was mini bike racing going on.
Right.
And then, yeah, but his moto background, and then transferring into the side-by-side stuff, I mean, you couldn't catch that guy in a Rhino when they were super stock. I mean, I'm like, how is this guy going so fast? And he was just lacing the jumps and this and that. So, like, yeah, of course you got to make friends with the fast guys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way you're going to be fast.
The only way you're going to get on the podium.
You know?
Dude, it was crazy to see, though, because, I mean, you had, well, I mean, I'm exaggerating here, but 4 inches of suspension. So, like, if you didn't grease something, you got a broken back immediately.
Well,
in those
especially
things.
him when he's
Right.
chopping that thing and it's 2 inches off the ground.
Yeah, because you wanted, like, loaded
Yeah.
corner and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, not only that, but we knew how to fabricate, you know, early on. So it was like, okay, if we chop the weight, get the car low and the seats low, that's how we could win, because we didn't have enough money to build the engine,
Right.
you know, or invest it into more suspension like some of those guys were doing. So
Dude, it's
that
crazy.
was our route.
Yeah, what was the one series, like the side-by-side stadium series or whatever?
And M4SX,
Yeah.
which was
What was that?
It was literally like a supercross track. These guys were trying to free.
Yeah, I
shred on
mean,
it.
we were doing
In those little rhinos?
Yeah.
yeah.
No
We're-
way.
Yeah.
Ken Johnson, who's still involved with was involved with Lucas Oil.
Yep.
I mean, Ken Johnson, and then let's see, Heather. They did Podium Productions, the M4SX days, and there's tons of kids, man. You know,
Cody
RJ.
Raiders.
Those kids were racing trophy carts.
Yep.
And we were racing rhinos.
Yeah, Cody was one of the OGs, even
Yeah.
though he was
Yeah.
young at the time, right?
Dude, he was. I remember first time I saw him race. I think it was in an 800, and Doug, his dad, was out there just like intense. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
moto dad.
Yep.
But it was the coolest thing to see because these dudes are, you know, mid-20s. He's younger than Ruslan was at the time, like 10, I think.
kind of same age, I think.
Yeah, and that kid was whole shotting him.
That's
Whole shotting
crazy.
him.
Yeah.
Shredding on him, like, and just get out of the car. Ah, cool, we're racing. Like, no big
Yeah,
deal.
he was ahead of the
That's kind of a good
time.
tie-in to what we're talking about. Like when we have Ruslan come on a little bit later, like we'll get his level of stoke because he is so amped up at these side-by-sides,
Well,
right?
I think Ruslan nowadays is taking what we did back then, per se, and putting the young spin on it, like
Dude.
keeping it going. You know what I mean?
Right.
So rad to
Yeah.
see that, man. And especially to, like, for me being, well, James has been in it a lot longer, but for us, all three of us sitting up here for being in the side-by-side industry for so long, we'll call it, me for 5 years, but to see that next generation come through is, like, super exciting because we're talking better cars, better drivers, like better everything. So
Well,
imagine 5 years.
It keeps us employed, so
Dude,
Right.
real, right?
Yeah,
keep
it's
doing
that
it.
and-
You know?
And the kids they're now generating, you know,
Yeah.
racers from the get-go. I mean, the kids were going from trophy carts into, you know, pro lights maybe.
Right.
And now the UTV is so acceptable. These kids are going from 170 to 570.
Yep.
Maybe a 900, but now into the RS1s
Yep.
because they're by themselves solo.
Right.
And they have the mindset to go win or try to win. And these kids are a beast.
Dude, have you got
Ruslan's
to
a
drive the
beast.
RS1 yet, Ryan?
I have not.
Dude, I'm feeling them. They're pretty cool.
I drove a single seat 1000 at a works race one time, and that was the coolest feeling ever.
They're pretty rad. They're like feel like way more moto.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like there was no body roll. Like you you wanted to hit that corner, you hit it. Like there was no
Super
I missed
go-kart,
it
yeah.
type thing, So.
And I got to actually over here at IMG, they have this thing on the pavement called the gutter gap, and I got to send it in Craig's on that, and then I had to go drop it off at Craig Scanlon's house like 2 hours later.
Here you go,
He's
buddy.
like, yeah, bro, I saw you hit that. So yeah, those RS1s are cool. I think even Ruslan, he has one that he's getting built, or he was talking about it, right?
Well, that's what he's been shredding in for what, 2 years now?
I'm gonna have to get a little bit more insight on our guest, man. So he's already been ripping one, huh?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He's
Nice.
minting in that.
Well, and we
Solo?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
falling asleep.
and we
can't wait.
finished it. We redid it once, like to go race it for San Felipe Desert Mayhem last year about this time.
That's pretty sweet,
Yeah.
man. Is
Pretty cool.
Is that thing all modded? Actually, you know what? Wait, let's talk to him
Yeah.
about it.
He's got all the inside.
Yeah, exactly. So Lena said hello from Rimrock, Arizona. Hi, Lena. Yeah, Josh is going to chime in just a few minutes here. Sand Asylum gave us the hang loose sign, man. We can't thank you guys enough for watching and chiming in. I don't know how to say his last name, Jason Wallish. Thank you all for the podcast. It's good listening to y'all about the dirt life while
A lot
out
of y'all's
here.
in there.
Yep. Well,
So he is from the Midwest.
while out here trucking in the Midwest. Well, we appreciate you listening, man. That's super cool that we can give you some quality content to be able to listen to while you're driving. I know all of us, we are in the car so much, man. I'm always looking for quality content, so it's pretty cool that he's doing that.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're talking about the OG days, but give me like 2 stories, James, that you can think of that are like maybe over the past 8 years that were like milestones in the UTV, like, I don't know, steps in the UTV industry that could grow.
To me, I mean, the milestones were, all the heavy stuff started, like I said, probably the end of 06 or 07, where it really got competitive and people were racing. I thought, to be honest, it was going to taper off.
Well, yeah, a lot of people were saying it was going to be like pit bikes or the 50
Right.
age where it
Oh,
just,
like a fad?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Just
I've heard a
fad.
bunch of like core off-road guys, truck guys that are like, nah, UTVs, nah.
Oh, dude, it's coming from my side of the world. Like, once the 900, I think the XP
That's
900
it.
came out. Before that, it was like it wasn't going to go anywhere.
That's
Yeah.
exactly, that was
Right.
going to be my
So-
second point right there. XP 900, that was like the game changer. You know,
Right.
the 800 was decent and okay, but it was still low. It didn't make sense. There wasn't enough travel
Right,
to
kinda
stray
clunky.
away from the Rhino or the Terex
Yeah.
maybe at that time.
Like, you're still going to die if you hit a witch's eye too
Right.
fast.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely sportier feeling. I
Right.
remember that, but it no suspension. But then when that 900 hit with the
Mm-hmm.
trailing arm, changed the game.
Yeah, I feel like that was a game changer, and I hate when people use that word game changer because there's like only a couple times in the industry when it's actually been a game changer.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to think. What about a significant like race type thing that happened to be able to change the game? Because we had talked about when we went to lunch the other day, all three of us, we had talked about the Lake Elsinore Grand Prix being one of the first things that kind of started UTV racing. Do you guys remember like a specific race that you were thinking like, man, this is a launching platform now for all these new racers to get into?
It definitely works at the time. For me, really changed the accessibility to racing.
Yeah.
They were doing a lot of
2012.
stadium stuff, and then once work started getting heavy in it and doing more of the long endurance style racing.
Yeah. Well,
That's when it changed.
Yeah.
I feel, to me, so desert racing was going on, right? Like
Right.
we tried BITD in my Rhino in 08 doing Vegas to Reno, failed
crazy.
epically. But when Works happened,
Yep.
Works was more like, hey, this is Grand Prix stuff. Then there was guys like Josh Fredericks,
Right.
Bo Barron, dudes that were fast on quads or bikes.
Dustin Nelson. Like
Dustin,
all those guys,
right.
Yeah.
So all these guys, and here they are now in a side-by-side platform. We're like, dude, we can race with these guys. These guys are fast. They're
Yep.
hauling. And I think that was a big changer as well in like where people were going to go race.
That whole Dustin Nelson thing is what like sealed it in for me because I had talked with
Nice.
Casey Curry and I got to drive his Pro Light and
Yeah.
test out there and I was like, oh, this off-road thing's pretty cool. Like,
Right.
I don't have to have 2 wheels and risk it all, like kind of thing. And then I saw Dustin doing it and I was like, I grew up racing with Dustin, and so I was like thinking to myself, I was like, dude, if he's into it, I'm
Right.
into it too. Like I'm so in.
I remember when those quad guys started getting into it, and I'm like, shit, like, this is the holy grail right here, because those dudes ripped on quads, and now all of a sudden they're just behind the steering wheel. It's the same 4
Yeah.
tires.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy, right? Well, hey, since we started talking a little bit about motocross, let's switch gears a little bit and we'll talk with Josh Shorter of Thor MX. What's up, bud?
What up?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Okay, so hey, hang on. Put a pin in motocross for a second here.
Okay.
Because you guys are talking about like the advent and subsequent evolution of side by sides and how gnarly it gotten. And it's funny because I'm still a big desert guy. As far as just play ride, open ride, free ride, stuff like that, right? I mean, motocross is heart and soul, but desert's where it all came from. Everything else, George, that's where we met, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we met out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I was on a 110, and
so,
you guys were all on big bikes out at Ocotillo.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right.
you guys got me so drunk I threw up the next day when we went on our morning ride.
Okay, that doesn't sound like us at all. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know. Is this PG? So no, it's but it's funny talking about like those. Sort of the people that like that whole age comes a cage thing, right? And like some guys they're like, dude, I can't be getting gnarly like that anymore.
Right.
And then there's this young generation of guys coming into these kids that are getting kind of groomed in that environment. So the scene is just getting massive. But back to my original point, kind of the older guys, we got some of kind of what we call like the dad group in our desert group. They're out there driving those things like they used to moto,
Dude,
and they drive them hard. Like we'll be out there like banging washes and stuff, and you're just like fifth gear, like playing insides, outsides, like as fast as you can. And these fools are coming up on you in a side by side, like hammering it, laying on the horn on you, like get out of my way. They're like, dude, he's serious with this, So
have you ever got to like?
It's cool.
Have you ever got to go hard in one, Josh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I mean, I'm still, I haven't taken that step yet. I'm out of the cage still at this point, but I just can't get away from the bike, but dude, I've been here, there, and everywhere, and I mean, they're so fun, man. They're so amazing.
All
no
four
doubt.
of us on the line here, like we're all moto dudes, right?
Yeah,
Like James, yeah. Well, you just went to Cahuilla
Right.
this weekend, Ryan, and then James did a dual sport ride this weekend, right up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, shit, we
Yep.
did the whole with age kids the cage, and then all of a sudden, 2 years ago, we were racing the Mint.
Yeah, like, hey, man, dirt bikes are still.
Yeah, Josh,
That's the weekend, man.
what bike did you guys use for the Mint?
Both our 450Xs.
Yeah.
So you shared duties or raced against each other?
We raced against each other both
Right.
years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who won? Who beat each
James
other?
won both years.
Dang, dude, you got to get vengeance on that
Yeah,
guy.
I know.
I've been waiting. I've been pulled off at a pit. Like, come
I think
on,
he's
man.
secretly training.
Hey, Shorter, have you ever thought about maybe doing a desert like a Mint or something like that?
Yes, actually, it's kind of funny because I grew up in the desert since I was born and never raced a desert race. No 38, no Mint, Mint wasn't around for all those years, but I mean, a lot of those races, Baja, I've ridden Baja my whole life, never raced it. So it's like, at one of these points, I'm going to build a bike to go racing desert with.
It's fun on a bike.
What's it called? The ever-loving fun kids over at Biltwell are doing a Biltwell 100 in a few
that
months.
looks
I think I'm
fun.
going to try that one.
What's that all
Just
about?
for a fun little,
It's like a fun desert race they're doing up in Ridgecrest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they're going to do like the Sportster class, the hooligan class and stuff like that.
Did they cap that for entries? I heard they already sold the entries out.
Yeah, they were talking like it was going to sell out the moment it went live.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I didn't
we're
realize it
industry
was
guys.
live
We'll
yet.
get in
Shoot.
there.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I just heard that.
Dude, you guys might have to pull
I know some
target.
people who know some
Yeah.
right?
I think I know someone.
Dude, that sounds like it'd be a fun race, though.
Yeah.
I'd like to go check it out.
I
at least.
mean, honestly, that
Definitely.
stuff on bikes it's a blast. I raced the 500 in 08 on a bike.
Mhm.
Most fun I've ever had.
No way, even like way better than moto.
I think 100%.
Really?
I love motocross, but to me, racing in the desert is a feeling you'll never can recreate. You know what I mean?
Dude, I feel like Shorter needs to team up with you guys and go out and do one of those
go.
races, dude.
Yeah.
give us
Let's go have
a
some
chance
fun.
to do something.
Yeah.
Hey, so
yeah, right.
speaking of races, what's coming up? Supercross, man, and you got about 1,400 riders on the Star Racing Yamaha team.
Jesus.
So yeah, that was kind of funny because the musical chairs throughout 2020 had everybody signed up under Star at one point. Really,
Seriously?
it was insane. All the free agents, even people that you didn't know were going to be free agents that became free agents. Like one of the worst kept secrets was Christian Craig to Star back in like early summer.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Isn't he a Geico Honda guy? And, and people are just like kind of baffled by it. Then it's like, oh, by the way, Geico's pulling out Honda's going back onto the factory tent. Oh yeah, and Christian's on start. That is true.
Yeah.
And then boom, Jeremy Martin's in there.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cow, dude.
The leftovers coming your way.
That was pretty cool for you, though. You got to be pretty stoked. But does that mean that you have to change all of the operational or business plans when you have to support that many people?
Change? No. Demand a lot more work out of the boys? Yeah. Our rider services crew is like, hey, stop signing people, guys. And they're like, oh, yeah. You know that, what's his name? Levi Kitchen kid that's out there dominating AMS this year? Yeah, we're going to sign him too. And my services manager about blew a fuse. He's like, come on, guys. So it's ridiculous. A team of that magnitude. A lot of people point back to, for those of us in the older crowd, like back in the 80s, like when Honda was just this powerhouse, gigantic powerhouse. It's kind of akin to that. But you know, if you talk to Bobby Regan, all Bobby says is, I want to win. I don't care about anything else. He doesn't take a paycheck from it, right? He's got his own business that he makes his money from.
Yep.
But it's all about winning for him. It's all about getting the right exposure. That's it. It's about make the racing pay for itself.
Yeah.
You know, get the exposure that companies like Thor or Monster or Yamaha are due for our investment into the race team. You know, do right by us because we spend a couple bucks on that. But man, he's just passionate about competition. He just wants to win, and it's amazing.
Dude,
so it's cool.
Plus, like
That's really cool.
from a rider standpoint, all of us can appreciate the fact that he gave all these dudes jobs.
Right.
Hey,
When they were going away.
Yeah.
Sasha, so we had a comment come in that's asked if you can move a little bit closer. So maybe move that table out of the way and scoot a little bit closer so people could see a little bit better. Josh, it's actually kind of cool. I don't know if you're able to see some of the live feed, but we got an interpreter tonight. It's pretty badass.
Doing big things.
Yes. By the way, James, Ryan, and Ruslan. Sorry, am I saying it right?
Yep.
Very
No,
nice
you
to
got
meet
it.
you all.
Hey,
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
George always talks about you.
Super
And-
big Thor fan over here.
Yep,
big Thor
big
fan.
Thor guy.
Hey, so I got to
Thank
talk to
you.
you. I got to talk to you about it. I just want to throw a little shout out to Casey Peck, the co-host of the Dirt Life Show, that's been helping me out for the past year. He actually, since we're talking moto, he actually really wants to do the Mint 400 as an ode to his late father. They always talked about having him go out to a desert race. And I told him the Mint 400 would be pretty cool. So I'm going to be hitting you up, and maybe we can do something together to help Casey out a little bit. I think that'd be
cool.
a super cool project to get behind.
No, he's got to do it. Let me know what we're working on, man. We'll put that together.
Yeah.
That's a must. That's a must do.
I honestly think that this, like all four of us here, could totally help him out because you guys have done it, so you can give him all the tips.
Yep.
Like, and he's like a avid cyclist, so you could tell him what level of fitness he needs to be at if he's got to step up his game.
10 steps ahead of me.
So we'll have to figure it out, Josh. But I think it's pretty cool that that all four of us are sitting on the phone talking about what we can do for some other people because that's what the Dirt Life Show is all about, man.
Yep.
That's it, man. 2 wheels, 4 wheels. We love it all. So.
Yeah.
So what are some of the cool things that happened preseason that you're able to talk about with us before Supercross starts?
Preseason. Okay, for everybody who's been following, just to recap, we're at a 12-year high in the off-road industry, right?
Yep.
How many? And I know the answer should be all of you.
Yep.
Have tried to get whatever it was.
A CRF 110,
a tire,
No doubt.
I'm
a
trying
tire,
to buy
a chemical,
450L right
a
now.
110. trying to get the spark plugs I need. Whatever. Pick helmets. I couldn't sell you guys an entry level helmet, pair of boots, chest protector, gear. I can't give you pants and jerseys right now because the stuff is gone. It's insane. You know, it's really nice to see. It's unfortunate the reasoning behind it, but we're all very thankful for that. So it's great. And as being in this side of the industry, we're all scrambling to keep up. We're making hay while the sun is shining. However, no fans means no sponsorship dollars. So, you know, Geico pulled back. Other of those non-endemics, those big corporate companies are pulling back, right? Because they're missing out on hundreds of thousands of spectators in person at the event. Yep. Totally sucks, but hey, this is a motorcycling industry. We look out for ourselves. So Honda says fine.
Right.
You know, we're not going to run a ridiculous 6-man roster, but we're going to put the Lawrence kids on a couple bikes. KTM's like, hey, we've got this new Geico, gas gas program. So we're going to kick that over to Troy and see what he can build with that. But we're going to bring Max Volan in-house. And now Jess Pettis out of Canada. And Jess is the real deal. He's a good kid. So it's nice to see kind of things shaking out. Like you were saying, there's a shortage of rides. So it's awesome to see Bobby Reagan step up for the Star team.
Right.
It's awesome to see Geico and KTM bring stuff back in-house to give these kids rides because there's a lot of talent out there. So, I mean, and that's just talking 250s. But, dude, what happened in the 450 class? You've had these heavies for years now of Eli, Roxon, Webb, Muscan, Barsha, Anderson, Osborne.
It's deep.
I'm talking I'm talking guys in their 20s, but I'm going to call them old at this point because, boom, Cianciarillo, Sexton, Hartranft on the Suzuki, on the HB
Sexton
Suzuki.
came in hot.
Dude. Yeah,
on one,
and they're all
that kid's the real deal.
Yeah, they're all got fire in their eyes, man.
But then I heard Barsha on the gas has been killing it.
I don't know.
He looks good.
I'm a Barsha fan.
Yeah, like
big Barsha fan right here.
I think he was over the Yamaha at one point, and now he's like refreshed, ready to rip.
I like applaud him for sticking with those guys and still putting all the work in at the end of his tenure with Yamaha.
You could see it.
Yeah, totally. Hey, so speaking on some of the stuff that Josh was talking about. Does KMC, are they going to have still involvement, or are you guys going to have involvement with the motocross stuff? We've just kind of shifted away from the whole team aspect. Yeah. Rather just picking riders now and trying to get involved with them more on a personal level. Okay. The hardest part for us on the team aspect was the logo was on all the bikes, but we just never had a personal attachment to a lot of these guys. So, like Cole Seeley, I know he's not racing anymore, but we just got him linked up. Been talking to Roxon. So, like, now we are able to go out and get these guys and actually do something with them. And it's not even the fact, like, putting a logo on a bike or a jersey at this point. It's just being involved, having access to them. You know, my biggest thing with Yamaha was, I loved it. I loved seeing our logo on there, but I never could do anything with it. Dude, and plus having that bike in the office, like, I was just drooling on that thing. It's pretty rad. But I think that probably goes along with – Cole. Go ahead, Josh.
Well, real quick on that, because Cole Seeley, I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that. You pick a car guy. Yeah. You pick that crossover guy, right? So there's a few of those dudes out there. There's a few of those guys that are like,
especially with UTVs nowadays too.
Yeah. Like, well, Roxon has that talent, Honda talent,
and he loves it.
Yeah,
and they're always using them.
I saw him and Savage riding out there in Utah, right?
Yep. Yeah, because Blake lives out there.
Dude, that's so cool.
You get that with a product like KMC, you want to appeal to the supercross motocross fan because most of us have trucks. Almost all of us have trucks. Let's be honest, and a bunch have side by sides and so on. I mean, there's that that product spot, but you get that rider that appeals on race day, or Cole, who a lot of people still follow. He still throws down. Hell, he's putting edits out there. Doing all these events and stuff. That's cool.
The return is insane.
The crossover is good.
Dude, and plus
it's more personal.
Right. The whips he can throw for days are just like blow your mind.
Dude, that Red Bull thing they did with those booters, I mean, they were hitting supercross lips with like 140-foot gaps.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, look it up. It's like some sort of Red Bull Imagination or something like that.
Just floating.
Dude, some of those jumps that they put together were insane. Yeah. Those are super, super cool. So what was some of the stuff that you're going to be looking forward to then? Because you've got a lot of people that are going to be on track with Thor gear, but personally, what are you going to be looking forward to? Like, who are you rooting for? Like, what's your picks? That kind of stuff.
So, couple points there. One is my man Coop, dude, Cooper Webb.
Yep.
I mean, I've loved that kid since he was a kid. He's been a Thor guy almost his whole career. Almost his entire, I mean, talking little Loretta's days, little kid days. I mean,
50 days, right?
So we always back Coop. Yeah, oh yeah. He's been a Thor guy for a long time. Had a couple of other brand come here with a team deal or there or whatnot, but so we've always had Coop's back and really he's going to come in. He loves underdogging it, right? He won the title, didn't back it up last year, and it just eats him up. But it doesn't grenade him mentally. It builds him up, and so he's going to come in hot this year. And the name I left out of the rookie group, Ferrandis.
Yeah.
Talk about fiery, dude. Dylan's going to come in hard this year, and he's good on a big bike too. He's proved it before a few years ago.
And he doesn't care what people think either.
He just wants to win.
I love that.
That's dude,
I love that. I hate the douchebaggery that comes in like, oh, you ride's too hard and dirty and whatever. I'm like,
stupid.
Cool, you've got a Barsha fan club sticker on the back of your Brodozer. Like, what are you talking about? He rides dirty. Like, don't even, you know.
Yeah, that's like everybody saying that they hated Damon Bradshaw back in the day, but they were the #1 fan, like always.
They were always talking about him.
Yep.
And it's funny, like French guys get a bad rap. They always have. All the way back to Jean-Michel Bale in the late 80s into the 90s and stuff. They always do. Oh, they're French, whatever. It happens a lot. But the problem is when somebody like Muscan, who is an ultra nice guy, super hardworking, and Muscan's, I love that dude. Honestly, great guy. He'll take somebody out. He won't own it.
Right.
You know, I'm trying hard and whatever. And he kind of tries to blow it off. And then he talked to Dylan and he's like, I just wanted it more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What it is.
That's what you say. That's what you say. You know, so yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. But I mean, Eli got that monkey off his back. Is Eli going to try to double down this year, or is he going to soften up? I don't know. That one's kind of an anomaly to me. Roxon, I hate to say it because Kenny Roxon was spaceman until 3 years ago, and he's lost a step. Nobody doubts that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but he's still amazing.
Yeah.
You know, big question, of course, Barsha on the gas. Anderson wins the title, leaves the Baker factory.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is his new, I got my own program thing.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, he lives here in town at the beach.
Yeah,
so
he ain't doing
I don't know.
anything.
He's showing a little bit too much.
I don't know about that
dude,
program.
He's still so fast, man.
Do you follow Team Fried?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because
Oh, yeah.
Fried.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure. You can't deny it. His talent is insane.
No.
I mean, he's got more supercross titles than I do, so I can't call him out on that. But at the after effect is like, what's he going to do? And then you got Osborne coming in with a head full of steam, dude. I mean,
but some people need that.
He,
some people need the freedom to like creatively grow. You know what I mean? Like,
I can see that.
Sure.
Yeah,
the
like
monkey off your back.
Being locked down at the Baker's factory would be hard.
Right.
I mean, and like you were saying though earlier, like with Cincerillo and Sexton, and like all of these newbies, dude, they're gonna be like really chomping at the bit.
And those kids, they train. They're machines, man. They grind it.
They're not getting shuffled back to 10th.
No,
like none of those names I mentioned are going to be like, oh yeah, well, 450 was a lot harder, and I got shuffled back to 10th place.
No,
these fools are coming in for the box right away.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be super cool. Hey, so I don't know, like maybe you could give us a little bit more info. I don't know like the full schedule and the setup. Like, so what day does it start? Like, how are they gonna operate?
Not coming to Anaheim.
That is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
God, man, I'm so bummed.
So where's the first round then?
The
Arizona?
Houston.
Yeah, or Houston.
Houston. So let me grab the latest one. It's been shuffled a couple times.
Oh, it's still shuffled.
Do you guys get updates every now and then?
I thought Florida.
Yeah,
I'm way
it's
off.
still shuffling.
You thought Florida? You're like, oh, Canada?
Yeah.
We're good.
Let me. How did that happen? I will tell you the closest one. If you guys are going to want to get to one, the closest you're going to get is Salt Lake again. So no Phoenix this year.
Phoenix.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Dude,
so
killing my Arizona
the way
vibe.
it's
I was
going to go.
going back and hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling, dude. I mean, it was born in California. It's not even to get close. It's not even to get 2 states away from California.
I can't even. I fit past 15 years. I can't tell you an Anaheim one I've missed.
Really?
Yeah.
It's on the same block where Ryan
like
lives.
2 miles from there.
So you could just walk over there, hang out. Dude,
it's like a high school reunion for me when I go. Like it's party central. Like I
yeah.
don't know what to do with
Crawl
my hands
home.
at this point. Like what am I gonna do?
So
crawl.
So
home.
check it out. What they're doing is they're kind of doing that bubble sort of routine that other sports have done. That Supercross
like 3 or 4
finished with
rounds at
last year. Correct. Remember last year they ended with 7 rounds at Salt Lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as of today, don't anybody write this down, or write it in dry erase because you're gonna have to change it probably tomorrow. But so starting January 16, right? So 2 Saturdays from now in Houston, and then it goes like they're doing like Sunday, like Tuesday or Wednesday, or Saturday, like Tuesday or Wednesday, then like Saturday again, and then they'll move to a city like a week later, and then kind of do it again. So they're doing 3 rounds Houston, then 3 rounds Indianapolis, then 2 rounds Orlando, then only 1 in Daytona, then back out to Arlington, Dallas for 3 rounds, And then
So that's 12 right there. So you got 5 more.
then remaining. Oh, then 3 Atlanta, then 2 Utah, Salt Lake.
Wow.
So yeah, so they're just kind of packaging them up in groups. The only one that's standalone at this point is Daytona.
Right.
I feel like that's
So
actually
then the
going to
others are
help a
packaged
little
up,
bit of
yeah.
stuff, though. Like, I can just see in my business mind, like, oh, my God, they just cut back a whole bunch of travel money.
Yeah, the trucks traveling across
Yep.
country and
So there will be some
Yep.
pluses, but damn it, I wanted to go to
I know.
Anaheim and Phoenix.
so bummed.
Yeah, yeah. I'm super pissed to miss any, dude, because I mean, yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah,
So,
we had a couple
you know.
people comment in, too, like Sand Asylum said he can't believe it. He's been going to Anaheim since 1978, it looks like. Dang, that's a long time.
Commitment.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
talk about commitment, right? And, yeah, he's never even missed a year. He actually said the Frenchie rips, too, so he's looking forward to Ferrandis, I guess.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
It'll be really cool to see, man. Like, I'm super amped on it. Like, I was a little bit more amped when I thought I was going to be able to go to the races. But
I
maybe we'll just have some parties
bummed.
at James' house.
Yeah.
And watch them.
At the ranch. There
Yep.
you go.
I mean-
viewing party.
I was gonna say too. You said Sand Asylum.
Yeah.
Since '78. Does this guy look familiar to you? Because he'd be the one hanging out at right at the pro rider seating, right above there. That's the guy right there.
Yeah, drunk Jägermeister. Like that was me.
That's perfect, man.
Sand Asylum's been out there since Jesus was a privateer, man.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy.
It sounds like both of you guys would have crossed each other's path at least once.
Dude, I probably made so many business deals at Anaheim that I could not remember. You don't get into riding, it ain't happening. Big contract deals.
I promised so many factory rides,
Yep.
dude. Oh.
That's
So good.
hilarious. Well, hey, we really appreciate it, man. Hey, you guys got any new product or anything like on deck? I know that 2020 has been pretty weird, but what's happening in the business world for the people that want to buy some gear?
Indeed. Like I said, if you're coming in entry level, sorry, I got nothing for you. So if you're brand new and you just want to try the first time and you need the low end stuff, I literally got nothing.
That's
So
crazy.
our high end stuff. No, I don't have any Prime Pro gear either. I got reflex helmets. Our new high end helmet is out. Our middle of the range radial boot is out. Super comfortable. It's a great everyman boot, and at $250 you can't beat it. However, spring launches at H1. We can't say A1, right?
Yeah,
H1.
H1.
Houston 1, right? So Houston 1, you're going to see our spring collection featuring our new high end and mid range. So our Prime Pro and our Pulse apparel, and a new high end helmet to coordinate with the kits. Our new reflex
I feel
helmet.
Like Christian
So
Craig's kids got all the new kits more than Christian has.
Well, dude, have you seen the Deegan's kits? Always
Yeah.
flexing.
Yes.
flexing
Dude,
hard.
yeah.
I'm a
That
dad.
is
Like I
very
see those kids,
true.
I'm like, this is what my kids gonna be looking up to. I'm
Yeah.
like, broke.
Dude,
we,
you know how they always
you guys-
say, like, hold on, Josh. They always say, like, you get hand-me-downs or whatever.
Yeah.
Gunner's going to be the freshest kid,
Oh, dude.
like, with
Yeah.
all the brand new stuff.
It
like,
already is happening.
And you're not going to be able to race UTVs anymore because you're going to spend so much
Dude.
money on getting him new stuff,
And
dude.
that's the crappy part. It's like I want him to look good and be out there, and it's like I'm gonna start spending all the money, and then realize shit. Just like Arthur did with Ruslan, he's getting them all the bougie ass parts.
Yep. You got to, right?
Right?
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good that you guys are fitting out all these kids, though, Josh, because it really, really does put an impact on the industry. I mean, look at us old guys. We're talking about it.
Shit, even my wife asked me, "Oh, you see Christian's kids in that like
Yeah, there you
tropical
go,
gear and
dude.
stuff?"
Right.
I'm like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, dude. Man, that was one of the best setups, having the two of them. And
"Yeah,
we have a little video edit, and we had some digi ads. We even have some print ads. Hey, believe it or not, people still do magazine ads.
yeah,
We
it's
do.
crazy."
And got those, coming, dude. It pushing that kit because that father son vibe, dude. We can all relate.
Yep.
And just having a lot of fun with it. So between now the Craigs, welcome to the team, and doing that, yeah, and then the Deegans for years. It's just been fun doing that stuff, and it really just it's that right kind of vibe. And I think Georgie said, it's good for the industry. It's good for the industry, and it's good for the growth of it all for all of us. We're seeing really high times right now. Like you said, we're on a 12-year high right now, which is great.
Yep.
It won't be like this forever, but right now, hey, let's enjoy it, and let's all come together.
Right.
And it's
Work
really
together
cool.
on it. Yeah, I love that.
That's pretty bitchin', man. Well, hey, talking about all coming together, well, let's switch topics here real quick before we get you off the phone, Josh. We were talking about we were talking about the Dakar rally, and these guys were telling
Yep.
me, Ryan and James were telling me that the dirt bike guys can only have 6 tires.
6 tires, the whole race.
Or 6 sets of tires, I guess,
Yeah.
the whole race on the dirt bikes.
6 rears. It was 6 rear tires.
What do you get for the front? The same or no?
There was no. I didn't see a front specification, but Toby Price said it in his interview. Like, he's already on day 3 on the same tire.
I don't understand that, though. Dude, like, even in Supercross, they change
But
tires
what's gonna happen is it's taking it away from a pre-production high-end tire that not everyone can get, and now they're gonna buy an off-the-shelf tire or use an off-the-shelf tire.
Or even something harder?
Harder, that's gonna last longer. So your guy that's paying for his whole Dakar program out of his pocket,
Dude,
you know, get what I'm saying?
I think we just uncovered why Toby Price was sinking in the sand.
Oh, yeah,
he had
100%.
Cement tires on.
Right.
Like,
He probably used to put on a specific tire for the sand,
yeah.
and now he has to limit it.
That's freaking nuts,
Game
dude.
changer.
So, yeah, and what do you think about all that Dakar stuff, Josh?
I think our boy Adrian Van Beveren sitting in 6th after stage 2.
Yeah, he's doing good.
And he's a beast. I don't know if the thing that always trips me out about Adrian is that he's been on the scene for a few years now, and I don't know if you guys know, was it 2 or 3 ago? 2 ago that he went down hard. He was doing like, I don't know, 85 or 90
He's
in
the one
this
that
like lake
cartwheeled
bed.
for a while, yeah.
Was he a KTM?
Yeah,
or
like
Honda guy?
the never ending
Honda,
Yami
right?
guy.
Honda.
So he's
Yami guy?
Yamaha,
yeah.
Cartwheeled it.
Yeah, and he's amazing guy, tremendous ambassador for Thor, and he's like a sand specialist. He'll race some one-off sand races, the beach races and stuff like that. He does that because he's a fast sand guy. So when it comes to Dakar, like he crushes the soft stuff. So you guys are talking about tire choices.
Yeah.
It's like that comes into your strategy right there.
Right.
It's like, well, do I burn a tire on a sand day that I know I can make up a lot of ground?
Right.
Do you burn one of your tire choices
Because
for
a
that kind of thing?
fresh tire on a hard pack day is probably going to be, in my opinion, probably way better than
I see what.
sand
So
tire, you know what
now
I'm
it
saying?
makes a little bit more sense what the organization is trying to do here.
They're trying to like just bring it all back down to where
Dude,
like.
but it's already hard enough. You have to read the road book the whole time on a dirt bike going Mach 10.
Yeah,
like,
but think about like what I was saying earlier. Dakar is like crazy because you have these top huge $1 million teams and then $100,000 team. Like there's no in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
does the tire rule level that game out a little bit or no?
Right, yeah, because the low end guys has to buy tire probably still. High end guys getting factory pre-production stuff.
So he can't have that huge advantage that he had
Correct.
before. I guess that's good then if we're looking at it from a business perspective.
Right.
Damn, that's cool. Man,
And like you said, 12 stages. I mean, they got to make it last.
Fuck.
That's the thing.
Some of
That's
those
the beauty of
they're
you,
like
and you guys
800
know.
kilometers long. Like,
dude, they're far.
yeah.
So we were
It's a battle of attrition, man.
Right.
we were talking about it before, like I would never be able to do it. Like being moto guys, even like you growing up in the desert, Josh, like and being out there all the time, like could you imagine doing the 400 that you guys did or Josh riding out in the desert, like looking at a road book too, trying to figure out where to go?
No way.
No. Like
At 100 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to go as fast as I can. Like James, the same way.
We were on a pretty well marked course. I mean, it was
the
only
Mint.
ribbon marker, no
Yeah.
GPS or scroll or any type of nav,
Right.
But you're going as fast as you can go. There's really no time to not pay attention.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's pretty sketchy.
So I watched a little video of, I think it was Braybeck or whoever it was, but anyways, they're going like through the dunes and they're wide open. You're not letting off.
No.
And it's getting to the point where he's coming out of the dunes and getting in the rocks and he's looking at the dashboard, whatever you call it, the road book, still full wide open, looking at it, like looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down. And I'm just like, no way, dude.
Wild.
You're getting anxiety just watching
Yeah.
it. Like, look forward.
Yeah, there's a lot
Hey.
you got to learn.
Yeah.
On a motocross track, you're looking, 15 feet ahead of your bike.
Right.
Out there, you're looking 100 feet ahead, so you got time for that.
Dude, I don't know,
You got
man.
time. You're looking way, way ahead. So you got that second, maybe extra second to look. I don't know.
It's still
Yeah.
sketchy.
That's why those dudes make money at it.
Well, one of the guys that's from Team USA on the Red Bull Junior team, his name's Seth Quintero. He actually stopped on stage 1 and stopped and helped out a dirt bike rider that had already wadded it up, man. So, like, just seeing that kind of stuff makes me think, like, all of us think that we could ride a dirt bike well.
Yeah.
No, like, we are so amateur compared to these dudes that
The
are out there.
commitment, man, is insane.
So, I don't know, man. I think it's pretty cool. And just to think about those guys riding at Dakar. And so did you talk to any of those guys, Josh, before they went over there?
Not this year, no. I hadn't caught up with anybody. I'll catch up with Adrian when I do any, trade shows overseas and stuff like that. He's around because he is on, the factory, Monster Yamaha team. So he does all his appearances and stuff like that. He's the only Thor guy that we have out there. We picked a good one, so that's cool.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't mind, maybe put a little feeler out there and see if we could get him on the show, whether it be remote or come into the studio.
Oh, yeah, dude, that'd be cool. I'll check in with him for sure. No worries.
Yeah, I think that would be super cool to get, because that would be a firsthand experience to be able to understand what those dudes go through.
Yeah. Totally.
Like, I would personally just love to have lunch with that guy.
And pick his brain on it.
Dude, and see how gnarly it is compared to what we actually think as moto dudes, you know?
I mean, little busy this week,
let me shoot a text out right now.
Yeah, I'll go meet him at Qatar, have lunch.
Yeah, right.
So
he's like, what time is it here? He's like, I'm on the line right now. What?
Hey, and we were talking a little bit earlier about how Team USA is starting to put a little bit more effort into the Dakar Rally, and they're having the junior team over there. Polaris and Four Wheel Parts is starting to spend a little bit of their resources on having people over there. What do you think about that, man? It's pretty cool to see the USA getting involved.
I think it's a shame because I'm a fan of racing on a global level. And I just the spirit of racing, right? It's like the pro ranks, the amateur ranks, men's, women's, which there's a big, there's a big void there that needs to be filled in. And then of course, outside of the US or rest of world, as we like to say here, kind of bluntly. And I think it's a shame when people get so focused. Well, Supercross is the only thing on the planet. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
There's so much good racing if you're a fan of sport. If you're just all about the show and you're like, yeah, this is the most digestible.
Well, I think,
the fireworks,
like
the monster girls, fine.
Instance,
but
like their level, even at like a privateer status, is so high.
Yeah,
like, they are.
Well, it's because they're so into it, right?
It's their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. And there was a time. And to be fair, there was a time when let's take it back to motocross. Certainly not in the off-road world, because Brabeck was the first American to win, right? And in Dakar and rally, right? So specifically Dakar, anyway. But take it back to the 80s and 90s. The Americans were so far above, in motocross and certainly supercross. Yeah,
taking into the 2000s,
but
like with
exactly,
just waxing them.
But then, fast forward to now and coming into the 10s and up, the Europeans, at least on the outdoor or MXGP terms, are waxing Americans right now.
Right.
The guys at the high end, the back 10, no, our top 10 guys are going to handle those dudes. So you're talking their top 5 over there, man, those guys are for real.
Well, I think Roxon's probably the top of that right now. Is like he did so well overseas. And then said, I'm going to America. And then now look at him here.
Sure.
To go back and kind of
good point.
Plug all these things together. Like, look at Andrew Short.
Yeah.
He was like top level motocross racer, goes over to Dakar and like barely mid-pack kind of dude. Like, and now, I mean, he's working his way up because he's putting in the work. But that goes exactly to what you were saying, Ryan. Like, their level of commitment is so high.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's super cool, man. And to see how the side-by-side guys, like every time I talk to you, Josh, I always get like all pumped up. I'm like, all right, if I keep pushing, maybe he'll get some side-by-side stuff going one of these days. We'll get
that Thor Razor out there.
Yeah, that Thor Razor going. Because, dude, that level of side-by-side game is really increasing lately, man. You got to be pretty stoked on that, too.
It is really cool. And, like, it's kind of funny. It's funny you say that. First of all, in just casual desert trips getting out there, I see dudes out there on my stuff, even in their side by side. They got my, they're rocking the helmet, they're rocking the gloves, the goggles. Beyond that, it's like a tank top and I don't know, maybe a thong. I can't see, whatever.
Shit, I feel like you can't go to Chaparral and buy a jersey. All the jerseys are sold.
Yeah, they're gone.
Right. But on top of that, I may have thrown the kid and the missus into one last weekend and went for a little whip.
He's crossing over.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
No, it's not happening.
So we had a couple.
He's like, hey.
We had a couple comments coming in. And John Lewis was saying that he's 6 rears. The theory is it will slow them down to make it safer. So I don't know about that theory. We'll put that in air quotes.
And I heard they slowed down the course tremendously from last year. Like,
all right. Well, We'll let the promoters and the organizers like
get
take
them
control
on
of that. Yeah, but like I don't know, man. I could be either way, 50-50 on that. And Jesse Gage says he's racing the Min again, so that'll be cool. And yeah, John Lewis said Seth is killing it. He really is, man. But he's one of those guys. Like I like to think of Seth as the Ryan Dungey, the Diesel of side-by-side racing, because he's always super consistent. And I don't know what you want to say, because side-by-side racing is hard, right? 100% can actually be 70%, but you're still going at 100% of the pace that you need to win.
Correct.
But he's never overdoing it, right? So, like, he's really a good person to be able to put in a Dakar situation.
Yeah, he's not a overly flashy driver, I guess you would say.
Right.
Like, he gets the job done. He goes. I think he's just soaked up so much of – he was in the golden era of side-by-sides.
Yeah. And
coming up in it. So.
Yep.
His age,
right.
to be attrition-minded, like we were just talking
about.
Yeah,
because this kid is sitting over here. He's going to rip the steering wheel off.
I couldn't make a car last.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that couldn't keep a UTV together.
That's why I always like driving the shaft drives with like Yamahas.
Yeah,
I would
worry.
I would blow out belts like there's nobody's business.
Yeah. But yeah, Seth definitely has picked up on it.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's cool to see it. Hey Josh, so it's oh man, we're running a little bit late, so we got to let you go, bud.
Oh, man. All right.
Dude, I didn't even realize it, dude. It's like talking to your girlfriend on the phone. You don't even know what time it is, dude.
We're going to fall asleep talking to each other.
Oh, man. Hey, but thanks for coming on, homie.
No, you hang up first.
Yeah.
No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks for dude. Like you said, it's all about the excitement, man. And thanks for giving me the time. Anytime it comes to talking to the season, preseason, times like right now, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm stoked, man. Hey, we'll get tacos soon, bud, now that we're in San Diego. So, all right, dude, we really appreciate all your time.
All right, everybody. January 16th.
Let's
Keep
go.
your eyes out there. Just watch it on TV. You're not going to be able to go.
Yeah.
So everyone set your DVR.
Got it, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice talking to you, man.
Thanks, bud.
See ya.
All right, guys. Talk to y'all.
Later. Man, that was pretty cool. Dude, that's what I was saying earlier, like before the show when I was talking to you, like the level of stoke that people have just to see racing in general, like is awesome. Like everybody's all pumped on the car, and then moto dudes, you throw in that supercross, you're like, woo, it's coming.
Well, it's funny because like me and him, both of us, I know like our whole lives revolve around racing.
Yeah.
But we go home during the week. I don't talk to somebody for a week sometimes.
Yep.
Pick up the phone on Friday, we're talking about the same thing we talked about last Friday. So it's like, it's cool to talk to him.
I guarantee you guys are doing the same thing too. Like if you're not with each other watching the Supercross race, you're texting each other. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Or Dakar stuff. Like it's funny.
We got a couple comments that came in. That's one of the racing's biggest issues is each type. Oh, wait, each type thinks that they are the only ones racing. Yeah, I mean that stuff does happen, but you got to remember it's whatever people are into, right?
Yeah,
like that's what they choose to do. Yep. Like for instance, I love tacos, so you would think that I hate every other single food. So, but I don't. I like all the other foods. So you never know, John. Like it can always be open to interpretation for those people's personalities and their perspective on racing. I know that off-road as a whole has gained 1 million more followers and popularity over the past 10 years because of the advent of side-by-sides and the work that these guys are doing, like James, and keeping everybody being safe, the wheels that KMC is coming out with, the guys at Shock Therapy that are making it more comfy to ride. Like the level of capability of these vehicles has increased so much that everybody and their mom can go out there and buy one, and that's just growing the whole industry for off-road. So
let's just say this. I almost every week at work I get told, hey Ryan, it's not always about racing.
Right.
But that's my mindset. So
it's just because that's what drives us too, which is also one of the patterns that drives things like your show and honestly like the next steps in, like, let's say a Razor, man. There's guys that have been racing stuff that we don't know about.
Ruslan said it earlier.
Yeah.
He goes, I thought I was going to be a racer.
Right.
Now what are you doing? Jumping canals.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be able to. Hey, why you got to spoil it, dude?
Yeah, sorry.
We're gonna wait for that. That's part of the intro, dude. That's part of the intro. But yeah, so we're gonna bring Ruslan on stage here in just a little bit. So we're gonna go to a commercial break. We're gonna say thank you very much to Ryan. He's gonna just watch from the sidelines after this.
My mullet friend is taking my spot.
Yeah, he's gonna have to sit in the center over here so we can bombard him with questions. So get all your questions lined up for Ruslan. We're gonna have him on in about 5 minutes. We're gonna go to a commercial break. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it,
guys.
Bud. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period. Yeah, finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've been trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch. You can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like let's say a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there, or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up
instead of. You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah. Also, as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel. And then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything, so that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
It's like a first aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we are back, episode 70 of the Dirt Life Show, and we have our featured guest, Ruslan GreaseHandz Yankilevich. Did I get it right?
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, thanks for coming up and joining us, dude. We really appreciate it. So if you guys don't know who Ruslan is, I think you've not had social media in your life, because he's really done some stuff that even us old men wouldn't do. He's most known for jumping the canal in Glamis and a 4-seat razor. He's a young racer. He's 12 years old. 13 now? 12?
12 still.
12 years old, and he's doing some big things, man. James is building him a new car over here at IMG Motorsports, and he has some really, really high ambitions to be able to go race and to be able to really put forward this side-by-side racing career and make it a thing that he wants to do for the rest of his life. So we welcome Ruslan to the show, man. How's it going, bud?
Dude, awesome. James building my Pro XP over here, and it looks amazing so far, but you guys got to stay tuned to actually see how it looks.
Yeah, I know. You're a big hype guy. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
You're all about the hype, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
love it.
Well, we thank you for also bringing your family into the studio. We got your sister over here next to you. She's
Right
helping
here.
interpret it. So it's pretty cool. I know you guys have a lot of fans, whether they're deaf or they can actually hear us and stuff. So it's really cool that you guys brought her to be able to show them what you're going to be doing in the future.
Well, basically, I'm a super sloppy, signer, so if I sign for you guys right now, you wouldn't understand a thing I'm saying. So.
Oh, she's like the
Yeah,
proper signer?
Right, so she's like the advanced one in this case, so she's going to be doing it because I can't.
Does that mean that she's smarter than you, too?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What about if you guys play board games or card games? Does she win?
No, but in fights, or like, dude, I got the combats right there. Like, if we're having a fight, I just throw a combat, and then I won.
Oh, right on. That's pretty cool. Well, it's pretty cool that you guys were able to come down and hang out for our first show in California, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we're stoked. How did you come across and meet Ruslan, James?
Probably racing
It was the
years ago.
Lake Elsinore Grand Prix 2018.
Yeah.
2018, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, look at this kid. This kid's a beast.
Dude.
Little
Yeah.
kid, man. Ripping. And then, I mean, was that 570?
It was the 570 class. Yeah, the new up-and-coming 570 class that everybody was talking about, and I had to join.
Right. And seeing him, living locally to us here, keep, pushing the limits, really,
Yeah.
side-by-sides, and it's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
So-
Like we were talking before, like the young kids coming up, like compared
Right.
to us, like we always think we're cool, right? We're
Right.
still the racer guys,
Yep.
but we're not as cool as him. So.
Not even.
You wish.
I know, right? No,
I'm joking.
you're totally right, man. I'm definitely backing down to you when it comes to jumping the canal. I'll let you do that, man. So we have a couple people commenting in already. Hey, tacos should be. It's a hot food. Yeah, I agree, John. And we have Sand Asylum said, "What up, little brother?" So and then Brooke says hello too. I don't know if you can see her. So she had.
I can't see, dude. I don't pay attention.
Can you read some of the comments that are
Okay,
coming in there?
I see Brooklyn Demand.
Yeah. So she's gonna probably have some stories.
Oh yeah. Oh
Uh-oh. That's gonna
yeah.
that's
A
gonna
lot
be
of good
cool.
stories.
So it'll be cool to talk with some people about the things that you have going on, maybe some stories that they have about you in the past, and kind of get to know you a little bit better. But the thing that all of us know from your social media is you like to jump over things.
Yeah, most of the time they've all gone wrong, except the one time, which is the canal. Me and my dad, we had this stupid yet funny but crazy idea of just hitting a freestyle ramp the size of a dirt bike ramp, and we did it like the sketchy way. And at first I made it, nosedived a ton.
Onto what kind of landing? Just a dirt landing?
On like a boulder, dude. It's like a big flat out boulder. And we hit
That does
first.
sound really sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super sketchy. First hit was about 20 foot, and all of a sudden I just go, Dad, put the Jeep there. It's gonna look cool. And we went ahead and slid the Jeep in there, and I got all scared because it's my mom's, and I know what's gonna happen if I smash that thing. Is that I'm gonna have
Hold
my
on one second though. Like I can swear, like all of us sitting here would never ever jump over Mom's Jeep ever. Like that's like a
Dude, if you
a
jump
known
over
rule.
Mom's Jeep, you're getting a spank.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
So during that jump, I got terrified that I was gonna smash it because if I get my job, all my life savings are going to her to get her a new Jeep. So I was terrified. And as soon as I came over it, I was like, oh, I need more gas. And I stepped on the throttle way before I needed to hit it. And basically, I went too fast, let off, and it bucked me straight over it. And I ended up rolling, but on Al Macbeth, if you guys know him.
Did you save the Jeep though? You cleared the Jeep?
I cleared the Jeep.
Oh, thank God.
That's one good thing. I was
scared for your
praying, I
mom
was
in this
praying.
story.
So I watched this guy, Al Macbeth. He's a super good friend of mine, and he's also my mentor. He helps me a lot on jumping. And I watched him put his head down when he did the same thing I did, but hit it like 100 foot farther. He put his head down so he didn't get whiplash, just in case, even though he had the neck protection for it.
Yeah.
He put his head down. So I did the same and then didn't get my neck hurt.
Nice,
so,
dude.
Good thing to learn.
Heck yeah. That's like how to fall, like how you tumble or whatever. That's pretty cool, man. You're like good friends with him because he's like does some pretty big jumps, man.
Dude, biggest sand jump I think in the world now. He did it. It was 215 foot.
You've seen some of the stuff that Macbeth does, right, James?
And the distance, I mean, the distance is amazing.
Yeah.
But when you look at the car and he's built that, proper to jumping.
Insane.
Yeah.
The distance off the deck,
Yeah.
off the floor that's what really trips me out. I mean, it's really cool.
Al is a 100% showman.
Right.
It's like I'm not going far.
He's
I'm not
a bad
going
dude.
300 foot without going 500
It's
foot up in
big.
the sky.
Yeah, it
So
just
it's
looks
like-
massive.
So
He's a bad dude for sure.
definitely a good showman.
It's neat to see. Like we were talking about the level of UTVs. Like you would have never been able to do this had you been stoked on it. And you were barely even born in 2008. But had you been in the same Rhinos situation that James started
Dude,
with?
I was born in 08. It's like when I came out of the mom's womb,
God, that
I
makes
was
me feel
just
so old,
into
dude.
racing.
James, when he says that, are you just like, God?
It's just crazy, man. Like it's crazy. The years are just clicking away. So you're doing great. You're kicking ass.
Dude, you
where
really
you're at,
are, bud. You're
Thanks,
doing a
man.
good job. So there's some stuff that we wanted to talk about during the show and questions that we had for you. Like we said, though, you're 12 years old, and most people know that you like to jump stuff because they've seen it on social media. One thing that I want to get out of the way, right away, because this was something that you and I talked about during the week when we had a screening phone call, was that social media is a blessing and a curse, right?
Correct, yeah.
And there's a lot of people that say awesome stuff about you, and they really like what you're doing. But there's some people that have said a lot of negative stuff about you and the way that your parents operate. Can you, tell us a little bit about that? Because I want to clear that up and make sure that people understand that you guys are doing a good job.
So, before the canal, I was doing fine. I thought I was the OG at 5,000 followers. I was the king until I realized that I wasn't. There were some people that were, really good. And I thought, life was perfect in my situation. And then when I started moving up and I was like, oh, that jump's small. Oh, no, that jump's not big. And then people were just like, dang, man, that jump's far. How'd you hit it? And I was like, it was nothing. And then when we started progressing and I was looking on YouTube and I was seeing this canal jump, I went to go hit it, and then after, I have a really good friend, BJ Baldwin, and he immediately saw the jump, reposted it, was so hyped on it, and BJ Baldwin has kept me under his wing ever since, and I started watching some of the comments on there, and, all I saw was, when the top comments are, the people I follow and stuff like that, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, so insane, so insane, so insane, and then I saw one comment that was like, wow, what a spoiled brat. His parents are tards, and I saw a message that somebody sent to my dad, I know where you live, and I will kill you, make sure you suffer. And that look on my face, that was like, wow, people really care.
That's pretty gut-wrenching. And then let's talk about it in two different aspects. First of all, nobody wants to hear that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, of
and
course.
Nobody deserves to hear that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're a 50-year-old dude or a 10-year-old kid, whatever it is. But you had told me that when you guys talked about it as a family, you guys understand the validity behind it, that it doesn't mean anything. But there's also some things that you guys took away from it, like saying, this is good for me because this guy has no idea what he's talking about. My parents keep me safe. My parents look after me. It's my choice to do it. We talk about it before we do it. We don't just go out there willy-nilly and launch these things and put my life in total danger. There's a lot of steps that are behind it to make it so that you feel comfortable when you do these things. So how did it feel when you had a discussion with your parents after understanding what those people said?
So, I would read comment after comment after comment and just reading all the terrible stuff people said about me or my parents. And I had a sit-down chat with my parents as with BJ Baldwin on the phone at the same time with me bawling my eyes out because I had an idol that literally called me out and said I was dumb, and I was like, it's not.
Man.
It wasn't that made me cry, but it was like, wow, that was my idol. And we were sitting there, and
it's almost like, wow, maybe I respected that person for a wrong reason.
Right, exactly. And when we were on the phone with him, BJ and his girlfriend Tori were like, it's okay, like, you did absolutely nothing wrong. These are just haters. Literally, they're getting you views. They're sitting down on their phone, getting you views, talking about
because they're sharing it with their friends, even if it's negative.
And they're saying bad stuff about you while they can't even do what you do. And my parents sat down with me as well, and yet I was still crying for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I believe it.
And my dad shows me my followers, like, dude, you just gained 10,000 followers. And I was like,
high five on that one.
Thank you. And I looked at that, and I was like, wow, people care. There's a lot of people that care, and I'm paying attention to the 1% of that people. So let's say 100 million people saw it. The 1%, say 10, 15,000 people, those are the people I'm paying attention to when there's 99% of people that like what I'm doing.
That's well said, dude. Most middle-aged males can't even think like that.
Right.
So kudos to you and your family
Thank
for
you.
being able to teach you those really, really mature things.
Thank you. And I put a different perspective on it. I forgot about the negative stuff, and I put perspective on it. Like, you don't know me, and you're basically getting me views, yet you still follow me on Instagram, which shows a big thing that you're hating on me, and you follow me just to watch me and then say hateful stuff on it. So I put that in perspective, like, you're gaining me followers, you're gaining me views.
Yeah, thank you very much, buddy.
Yeah, dude. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now.
Hey, so we're talking about negative stuff, but I have to mention, like, what do you think about the Vans, James?
Those are
Those
sick.
things are fresh, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
straight out of Ross.
So those things are awesome. So people that are listening on iTunes and the audio stuff, Ruslan's got some pretty killer shoes on, man. They're
Yeah, man, hook me up.
orange camo Van high tops. Those things are badass. Hey, if Vans is listening,
Dude, Vance, sponsor me. Sponsor me, please.
I'll take you to the outlet later.
there we go. Perfect. James got you covered. Hey, so Brooke just chimed in and said, I remember meeting Ruslan before he went out for a race, and he was the biggest sender in his 570. His 570 saw new heights and than any other 570 out there. That's pretty cool, though.
So funny race. I was with Brooklyn Demand. She used to race I think an NA Can-Am out there. And there were these, so first you come around. It's like a big arena almost. Like it's an arena, then you go outside and you come back in the arena.
Where at?
And I think this is in...
Watch, he says LA Coliseum.
The Avi? Was it an Avi
Right?
race?
No, it was, what's it called?
Del Mar.
It was in Vegas, definitely.
Oh, the Orleans.
Oh.
New Orleans. Okay, exactly. And New Orleans, correct. And it was like a road course, and I was drifting 4-wheel drive, and I would get on 2 wheels and stuff like that, and it was fun. And by the time Brooklyn Demand was like, you see that double over there? You should go hit it. And I was like, okay. And I go and hit it first lap, and then all the other 570 guys started to hit it.
Did you grease it first lap?
Oh, no, dude, so hard. Like, bop, and it would hit the front end, and I'm thinking my whole front end's damaged because every race, you'll see me pull around the front lap, I'll go in the arena, come around, and my front end's gone.
No wonder she's calling you a sender because you didn't care. You just went for it.
Well, because there's a difference between being the biggest stud there and then being humble, and I wanted to choose to be humble, but both. You combine them and look like the biggest stud, but being humble. And then
here we go, dude. I
This
love
boy's
it.
a champion.
Dude, that attitude is all time. He's 12. That's pretty cool, though, man. So no wonder she's calling you the biggest sender. Sand Asylum said, his parents are amazing. Talk about family support, letting him follow his dreams. That's right, but that's not really the person that you are. Like, nobody really knows who you are. So it's neat to be able to hear these stories and be able to show your friends, the audience, and all the people that are going to listen who you actually are as a person. So maybe next time they talk to you, they won't talk trash. Maybe they'll be like, wow, I totally got you wrong. Like, you're a different person than I really thought you were. So I can't wait for the episode to have a couple weeks in the books and for you to share it with everybody. It'll be pretty cool, man. So we got a couple other people that are chiming in too, and then said, or Ruslan, how about you talk about when we were in Peoria, Arizona for the Works race, and you hit that cactus, and what happened on the radio? Oh, this sounds like a good story.
Okay, so when I get really mad, I say cuss words, but not in front of everybody because I don't like saying cuss words.
And you're
in front of
12,
people.
bro. You gotta have a cuss jar.
Well, right? Okay, so so like if I cuss word in the house, I gotta put $30, $40 in the jar.
Whoa,
No,
dude, you
not
got a
joking,
big time
but-
cuss jar.
So oh yeah. So I was driving. I was driving, and the 570s, they're fast with 30 horsepower, which nobody realizes. And we were going through the desert, and let's just say these things are 60 inches wide, almost the same width as the newer 1000s. And when we were going out there, I started getting off course, and not getting off course, but, laying to the side, stuff like that, and I hit a cactus. And I scream, like, I think I said, "You!" the B word, and I got so mad, and I kept driving with a massive cactus.
Dude, you're a savage.
The size of my head, cactus, laying on my lap, and when I hit a jump, it's like getting deeper into my leg, and I pull over, and I'm in second, and I have to rip the thing out of my hands and throw it out the car.
Now you have it in your
And
hand.
it's sticking to my hand.
Oh.
And I got little pricklies all over my face and my hands because I wasn't wearing gloves.
Yeah.
And I had to throw the cactus out of the car and keep going.
Thank God for adrenaline.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I hit another cactus. And not as big, but I had a bunch of little pricklies all over
You
me.
realize that you're supposed to avoid those, right?
How far off course were you?
Dude, not far off at all. Dude, these,
Yeah, right?
these cactuses are like the size of this roof. You guys can't see it, but like the size of this roof.
Hey, we in Arizona, we like cactus, dude.
Oh, we love cactus. But I had to pull over a couple times, and then I got passed by third, and now I'm in third. So I had to go pass again. So that's one of the stories on the radio.
Awesome, dude.
That's rough, man. I was at a San Felipe race years ago. Probably the first, maybe the first time I co-drove, like 14 years old in a 1600 car. And I remember whoever was driving, might have been one of the Eberts brothers, we clipped a cactus.
Mowed
and
it
that
down?
thing, yeah, I mean, there was pieces all over, and same thing.
Oh.
Trying to get it off your legs, but then it's going in your fingers.
Right.
And I remember a piece
Start
falling.
feeling all swollen. You feel all
Dude.
weird.
Yeah.
One piece got down in my back by like my kidney belt or
Yeah.
right there, and I got wedged around, and we
Oh,
were good.
dude.
So by the time I got out of the car, the next guy jumping in co-driving sat right on it and rode the rest of the race sitting on it.
Oh, burn, dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, and
It's no fun.
like Ruslan said, like it's got those little they have poison on them, so they like make you itch
Make you
and
feel all
they
swollen.
feel all weird
So
and
at
crazy.
the end of the race, I sat down on the couch, and I had a bunch of supporters with me. I had GBC tires with me, just sitting down with me. It was super cool, but at the same time, I'm also like stuck here feeling all swollen, like I can't move, and I'm all like talking like this, and it felt horrible. But and then within the hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, it started feeling
After
a
it
lot
calms
better.
down, yeah,
Right, exactly.
that's cool. Man, those are brutal stories.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad that I haven't like fully mowed down a cactus
Right?
during a race. I've done it before on trail rides, but that's easy because you can pull over and just take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know the trick, but like during a race you couldn't do this, but if it happens like on your trail riding or you fall down in the desert, you use branches from a tree and ones with a Y, so you can just pick it right off.
Yeah, but you can pull it right out.
Yeah,
That's actually really smart.
those are the tricks, man. These Arizona locals,
That is.
dude.
That's a tech tip for AZ
Yeah.
right there.
Dude,
That guy that
fun
invented
fact.
that's probably making millions right now.
I know, right? Just like breaking down trees. So Cody Cleveland says, tell him to cut his hair.
Dude, the mullet sucks.
Let's see it.
Yeah, let's see it. Can
Let's
you
see
show
it.
us real quick?
Everybody's
out.
telling me to.
Let's see what you got.
Everybody's telling me to keep it, but I got this big mullet.
That's not even that fresh of a mullet,
it's not
dude.
even that.
Talk with our buddy Dustin Battleaxe Jones. He's gonna tell you got a surfer cut on, right?
Right? So it sucks like big time,
And you got wavy hair.
dude. It literally sucks because everybody's telling me to keep it. I personally hate it, but I'm listening to the other people right now and keeping the mullet. And one thing is that
What does your
why I'm
sister
letting-
think about it?
She loves it and I hate it.
Yeah.
So,
she's gonna do it.
So Hannah Stocking,
Mm-hmm.
if you guys saw, I collabed with her a little bit ago. We drove an assault car. It was pretty
Dude,
sick.
he's gonna teach us all this social media
Yeah.
crap, man. Talk about collabing like it's no big
Ahead
deal,
of the program.
dude.
So we did a collab with her, and then all of a sudden we started talking, and she wants to shave my head So I'm waiting it to grow super long. So when she shaves it in the middle, it's like a big, wavy, big hair thing. So it'd be pretty cool.
That's going to be something on social media, too.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, maybe we could do like a live Dirt Life show Instagram thing, and we could have it be like where you come on and we do your hair and like all the whole nine.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick.
That'd be awesome.
Dude, I bet your sister would be into that, too. Like doing the whole cut.
She would be glad to shave my head any day.
That's awesome, dude. Okay, so we had a couple more people chime in. Sand Asylum, he's commented a few times tonight, so thank you very much for being part of the show with us. He says, yeah, like talking about, having the social media and stuff. He said it goes back to great parenting, and he loves the kids going to be a champion. So I don't want to dwell on that because it's not the reason that you're here on the show. The reason is to share your story.
Right.
But I think a lot of the basis of you being able to understand those things at an early part of your, we'll call it career, in
Correct.
quotes, and at a young age is pretty awesome that your parents are able to have you deal with it right away in the way that you are.
So I'm actually surprised that they can deal with it and watch it because I was in what's it called?
That's a good point.
Let's just say works racing.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of, good friends, and they would all kick me in the balls, pull on my neck restraint, literally treat me like I was a dummy. Like those dummy things you see at Walmart.
Oh, like the bullying
that
kind of stuff?
Like on App Store, you see kick the dummy, that's what I was. And they
Really?
would throw me around, take me by the neck restraint, go like this, and I was surprised he could keep his cool. All the kids, when he would turn around, would go and mock him and go throw like gang signs up at him, like trying to pretend to do sign language and just go like that, mocking him. And I was ready to cry, and I was sitting in a crowd, and they're all talking crap about my dad right in front of me, and I'm sitting there watching, ready to bawl my eyes out, and my dad's sitting here, what are they talking about? And I can't tell him. I'm like, should I tell him? And then we get back to the camping trailer, and I was like, they were talking crap about you.
Yeah, that's.
Why didn't you tell me? I said, I didn't want you to be upset.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to be mad while you're having a good time.
That's why you guys have such a good family dynamic, because you're looking out for each other. He's looking out for you. You're looking out for them.
Correct.
But you got to understand, like, just like what you said before, like, when stuff like that happens, and I hate to say it because some of the people might be actually listening to the show and stuff, but
Right.
I feel confident when I say this. Those people don't make that much of a difference because they should be lifting you up, not putting you down, right?
Right, correct. So in that works thing, when we got there, we had I was racing a series called Dirt Series, and they were.
I heard that series is pretty cool.
Right, it is. It's like a motocross track, and you ride razors on it.
Have you done that, James?
Yeah, we actually supported Dirt Series in like 2013, 14. I mean,
rad.
We did trophies. Yeah, we did a lot with Steve in the Dirt Series early on.
So what was your experience?
So I had an amazing time at Dirt Series. Everybody was like, but works, it's more of like family there. It's like you feel at home there. And I was like, oh, okay, let's go race some works. And we get there. All of a sudden, so many people are nice until I start getting on the podium. And I didn't get on the podium often. To be honest, I wasn't getting on the podium very often because I didn't know how to keep the car together. Because I would just hit all the jumps and not clear them and then keep going. So after a while, when I started getting, I'd know how to keep the car together, actually know how to grease the jumps. Everybody was mean to me. Not one person was nice, and everybody was treating me like I don't know, I didn't exist. Like I would, hey, yell their name and stuff like that, and they wouldn't even listen. Then someone else says their name, and they'd look at them. So I did feel really like, wow, put down. And I started going through a lot of depression, and not like it was bad, just because I felt non-existent anymore there. So it sucked actually being able to see people hate me right in front of me. So
yeah, it hurts me to like hear you talk about these stories, but when I try to think about your glass being half full, like it's pretty rad that you handle it the way that you do, first of all, and getting through it at such a young age. Like I remember. It's not the same because you're much younger than me, but when I started racing side-by-sides, I wasn't good. Like I went out there in a Razor 900 that I bought from the Wolfpack, and then like within 4 or 5 races, I started getting on the podium, and then I started doing well, and everybody started thinking like, what the hell? Like, why is this dude getting all this help? But it was because of all the work that I'm putting in and all the stuff behind the scenes and stuff like that. And then finally, when I got Yamaha support, people were saying the exact same thing. It was like for every one positive comment, there was 9 totally shitty comments. It sucked. Like, it was horrible.
Yep.
And I remember going, like, in Tucson, Arizona, where I live, it's a super small town. Some of the guys that I thought were my best friends walked up to me and they go, dude, you're fucking lucky. You're washed up motocross racer and you don't do shit. Now you ride it side by side and think you're badass. And I'm like, you know what? I am badass because I worked my ass off to get to this point.
Like, thank you.
And I guarantee you wouldn't be in the position I am if you were given those opportunities because you're over here drinking a beer and I just came for lunch. So it was pretty cool to see that, like, in my opinion, and for you to be able to deal with it at such a young age, like, because it hurt my feelings when he said that, because it was my friend, you know? And
Right.
so for you to be able to deal with it was pretty rad, dude. You got to give
Thank
yourself
you.
a pat on the back for it.
Thank you. So dealing with that was rough, and then I realized to myself so if I thought about it in my head, it was like before I started winning, they all liked me, and now they don't just because I did start winning. It means I wouldn't say they're jealous, but I mean it's kind of in that position. So I started thinking that way, and then not getting ahead of myself anymore. I was watching this TV show. I don't know the name, but it was like, there's no reason to be all raveled up for no reason.
Yeah.
And I started thinking that way is like, I don't need to get mad for that. They're just jealous.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
So just started thinking that way, and I stopped getting mad at everything that people were upset with me, and I started doing my own thing. I wasn't listening to what other people say.
Dude, you're 12, and I think you should write a book about positivity.
It's just way ahead of the program.
Dude, it's pretty badass. Yeah,
Thank you.
And all the people chiming in, Brooke says they're amazing and such a supportive family. You can't do it without that, Brooke. Like, you're totally right. Rusty, Brooke's father, also said Ruslan's dad and mom are the best. Arthur and Amanda are just amazing. One of our favorite racing families. And I'd like to comment on that, actually. And I don't want to go into this, like, soft-spoken show or, like, anything like that, but it's amazing that they do what they do. Like, anybody with a disability, whether you're missing a leg, whether you can't hear, whether you can't see, it's twice as hard to live life no matter what. And for your parents to still have those things happening in their lives, for your sister to be here signing for them to be able to hear, and your audience and all of the fans and stuff, it's a huge effort for you guys to do that just to go race a side-by-side, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to have that love and support system.
So Lucas Oil, a long time ago, I think they've shut it down. It was an awesome event.
Hey.
I think so.
It might not be shut down.
It
We'll
might
see.
not. Hopefully, I hope. I'm looking forward to keep watching some TV races. But back in Lucas Oil, when I first started racing, my first race I was in. So there were all nice cars. Looked like they were worth about $40,000, and then there was my car, and it looked like it was worth. I wouldn't say nothing, but
Rolling up
like-
with a hoopty?
right. Like, okay, for example, there's a Honda bike, a Yamaha dirt bike, and then there's me on like an off-brand,
Like little mini
weird-
bike.
right,
yeah.
right, like weird off-brand mini bike. And I'm looking at all these racers thinking my car's nice, and I'm like, why is my suspension straight and theirs not? Like their shocks are like this and my shocks are like that. And it put it in perspective for me that it was like my car is not as nice as all these guys.
Yeah.
They'd come out of corner at 40 miles an hour and pitch the car and wouldn't roll. I'd come in at 30 miles an hour, pitch the car, and it'd roll over.
Yeah.
So-
totally different.
Right, totally different. And I was like, I'm not happy with this car, and I went to desert racing. And I started driving that car, and through 10 miles, it's a 35-mile course. Through 10 miles of that, I thought my back was broken because it was stock shocks 50 inches wide while all the other guys are 60 inches wide. And I'm sitting here crying my butt off. Like, my back hurts so bad. My back. And obviously the suspension now is upgraded. And it just, at that time, I realized, like, wow, my car is not as good as all these guys.
Yeah.
I don't care. And I got 4th place that day. And I was happy with myself because that was my second race ever.
So James is going to agree with this. Like, you don't know what you have until you haven't had it, right? But
Right.
Correct.
like, so.
But I was grateful for it.
Oh,
I loved
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
It's like my second race. I was so proud of myself. At the same time, when I come up to the stage and see all these 13, 14, 15-year-olds while I was 9, I was proud until I see all these guys line up on stage, first, second, third.
Dude, he's like so
I'm
humble
like-
talking trash. Like, it's
And I'm
awesome.
sitting here in 4th place, so proud of myself. And I'm like, I was so happy with it and so grateful
Dude,
for
give
it.
me another high five
Thank
on all
you.
that, dude. That's pretty sweet, man.
Thank you.
Not only that you did well, But
Thank you.
How you just I gotta learn how to talk like how he does.
Yeah, it was an easy kick to the sack. That's what that was.
Exactly.
It was a gentle one.
Dude, yeah, so listen, all you haters.
Right?
I done beat you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a couple other comments come in. Eric Lundvall commented in saying hi. So hi, Eric. Hey, Ruslan. Wonder you have some big sponsors for the Mint 400. Just KMC. Well, actually, Ruslan is.
I'm a fuel guy.
Yeah, he's
I'm
a fuel guy. Big
myself.
fuel guy right here.
Big fuel
Yeah.
guy. Big fuel guy.
Yeah, and
Little
Cody.
fuel guy.
Cody Cleveland, sorry, is actually sitting at my house watching this.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, he said people are just jealous that you have the courage to go out. That actually does bring up a good point. And talking about courage, I've faced a lot of adversity in my life. James has gone and done a whole bunch of stuff. He's had injuries. He had to come through a bunch of stuff too. How do you deal with that? Like when you're faced with adversity, let's just say you're broken down in the side of a race. What are the steps that you go through knowing what you've been through in your whole life?
Right. There was one time. This is one of the biggest races for all the youth drivers. It's called GMZ Winter Nationals, and this was, I think, the first race in January. And I pull off the start and see all these 570s boosting right past me. And I was getting mad and I was upset. And then all of a sudden, it feels like my car's like if you were in a drag car and your car was popping into neutral first, neutral first, neutral first, neutral first. And I started getting, it felt like wah, wah, wah. And my car started breaking down. And I was like, what is going on here? And I pulled over, transmission blew.
Ooh.
At the first of the first race of 2019, and it sucked. I was sitting there crying, and my car like banging on the steering wheel, so mad. And I tried and put it together, and I'm like, I think it's the belt. Why? Like maybe it's shredded and it's just keeping itself together. And I go driving around, wah wah wah. Hey, you know how to change belt? Hey, you know how to change belt? Hey, you know how to change belt? I don't have tools. Do you have tools? I'll change it. And because I had a belt right behind me. And I was getting so frustrated because all the staff there at the time were, I'd say, like middle-aged men, middle-aged women that didn't know anything about side-by-sides. And I was getting really upset. And I pulled over and I got stuck in a ditch. Because I was just going one-wheel drive, because my two-wheel drive switch or something broke, and I was stuck in one-wheel drive going on and off, and I got stuck in a ditch, and I was sitting there crying, like, why is this happening to me? I've been so good, like, I was just wondering what's going on, and so I finally have a guy pull me out, and one of the staff members, and I think his name is Ronnie, and he pulled me out. I was very upset. And speaking of that, I was in that race, and I kept going one-wheel drive, kept getting stuck. And one guy, his name is Ronnie Schaefer, and he kept trying to push me out of the ditch. And I was so happy. And he kept pushing me out, and I was running one-wheel drive. And he was trying to give up, and I didn't let him give up.
That's awesome.
And I was crying, like, stop, like, go, yelling at him. And he kept pushing the car, and it was in one-wheel drive, just spinning the rear wheel.
But you made it?
Yeah, I made it. He pushed me out, and I kept my momentum. I was going, like, let's say 45 miles an hour the whole race, trying to keep my momentum through everything. And I ended up finishing in one-wheel drive.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
Which is pretty
Did
fun.
you figure out what happened to the car? Was it transmission? Was it belt? What was it? Axle?
Okay, so the front diff broke. So I was completely running in two-wheel drive already. Rear axle broke. So I was
so you
running
just had
one-wheel
one?
drive.
So you're peg-legging.
Dude, fully.
Right, yeah, dude.
Are you talking about Ron Schaefer that raced with us?
Yeah, okay, yeah, him. He was the guy that pushed me out.
Wow.
That day, and ever since.
Shout out, hi Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out, dude.
And
That's
ever
awesome.
since his daughter Katie started racing, and I didn't coach her. She learned everything by herself, but she came over and she followed me, and I was like, every lap, and I'm gonna start going faster, and you keep following me. You're gonna have to eat my dust the whole time because in desert racing, that's what it's gonna feel like. And she's like, okay, and she's following behind me, and I'm taking it step by step. And next thing you know, next race, we're side by side, and she's almost way faster than I am.
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
it was really cool hanging out with them.
Well, the KMS Performance guys, they said
I know them for sure.
They said they met you and your family at the 2020 UTV Takeover Tour. Great people.
Super awesome guys.
And they'll see you again soon in 2021.
Sounds good.
Sand Asylum said the haters will always hate. I'm not going to read the rest of the comment, but I think he's doing a good job, man.
Thank
like,
you, man.
Truthfully, this guy has way more understanding of all this social media and all this stuff than any of us sitting here do. So we can all learn a lot from Ruslan. Hey, Ruslan from Robbie Piper says, hey, Ruslan, wonder you have any big sponsors for the Mint 400. Oh, wait, I think I already said that one.
Yeah, you did say that one.
Yeah, so it looks like he actually just put that in a second time. So
okay, awesome.
and Alexia Lemming said, I know her.
I know her too.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome.
XTC.
Yep, exactly. So she actually does pretty good herself.
Oh, very good.
And she said, haha, actually, I can't read that very good. In bad on the radio. Oh, so she was on the radio for one of Jackson's first 570 races, and me and him were on the radio, and I caught him and went off because he wasn't going fast enough. So it's kind of like what you guys were talking about being on the radio and having all kinds of crazy stories, right?
Right.
Who does the radio for you? Did you have random people?
Okay,
or?
so I got way off topic, but what I was gonna say was back in Lucas Oil, he had a spot for me. And,
your dad did?
So he can talk because he took speech lessons a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of like a mumbled voice.
But you can understand him.
So.
Yeah.
Especially on the radio. So
right.
It's radio's very static. Remember, it's handheld.
Right.
So he's on the track going inside, outside, and when he says go, I think he's saying no, like I'm doing something wrong.
Oh.
And I started getting really confused, and I was like, Dad, no more radio.
You're cut off.
Right, and so I unplugged my radio and I started doing it by myself.
Yeah.
And I started going on the track and I started doing really good, but that's none of my dad's fault because it's just that what he does for me is just I think is completely insane.
Yeah.
Like I have
super cool.
Oh, I'm saying there's a bunch of great parents out there, but I haven't seen a parent do what my dad's done for me, which I think is so awesome.
Yeah.
And especially what he has to go through and what he has to do just to help me.
Yep.
Just amazes me big time.
It really does. And dude, another high five for
and it shows.
Yeah.
And my mom.
And when you walk in the shop, when we're talking about cars or working on something or going racing, you're always doing, the signing.
Right.
And it's amazing.
So that was
you guys work as a team. I mean, and it's
that's
unreal.
How it's always supposed to work.
That's a perfect lead into what we were going to talk about next.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work.
Dude, 100%. And I was going to ask James about that because we're talking about all surface level stuff, right? But I wanted him to give an example of like what he just basically said. Like, what's it like to deal? Not deal sounds like a bad word in this, but what's it like to operate the racing program with them? Because you help build their cars, you help keep them safe.
Yeah. So last year we re-outfitted the RS1. You guys went to San Felipe. We raced Desert Mayhem, which I was in a different car, but also, he was out here on the track with us. Yeah, I mean, against us, really.
Right, correct.
And so that was cool to be able to have eyes on him. And then obviously Arthur and the whole family down in San Felipe with us. The whole atmosphere is, you couldn't get more grassroots racing as far as the desert stuff goes with these guys. So that's really cool. And
how was it like operating the program? I want to know like a little bit of details about the inside of it. Like how much did Arthur, his dad, put in as far as effort goes? Like where did you see them connecting in a different way than a normal race team?
Well, it's very father-son like, there's no miss anywhere there. Like I know there was a issue with one of the transmissions or something.
Right.
Arthur was struggling. I mean, it was like 2 a.m. and homeboys splitting cases, getting the car ready for the next morning because
so your dad has all kinds of good mechanical skills too.
And
the
your
thing
uncle,
is
right?
that correct. And the thing is that my dad is now on workers' comp. At work, a little bit ago, let's say about a year and a half ago, he injured his neck at work, and now he's sitting here and he can't really do much, but he still does what he can. So so my dad's restriction.
That's called a hustler. I don't know if you know about that.
So my dad, he's restricted to pick anything under 10 pounds, which sucks because we have equipment, transmission weighs, let's say 90, 80 pounds, and it really sucks because if I have to pick up a transmission, then I have to do it. Yeah. Because it's not that he can't, but the work says not.
Yeah.
So
well, he doesn't want to get injured again anyway.
Right, correct too. And I'd let's say if I have to put a transmission inside by myself, he can help me. He can sit down and screw a bolt in, and he can do all that, but he can't pick anything up. He basically can't do a lot of work right now, but he helps with what he can.
Dude,
and
that's awesome.
That's what I appreciate.
And you saw that same thing when you were down there at the races with all of them? Everybody's pitching in wherever they can?
Right, and even here in the shop, like when we were building the RS1, both these guys, kind of hand in hand, because we need him to size up the car, figure out where the cage, how to mount the seats, do this and that. And then obviously we need Arthur's, knowledge of how the young man's going to act and where we should put things, because we also got to think about like radio communications.
Yep.
You got this kid out in the middle of San Felipe, man.
Yep.
And, he can't use the radio.
So
everybody's kind of coming together, and it's amazing.
So
dude, having those adaptive skills to be able to adapt and overcome just those little, well, we call them little things, but like those different idiosyncrasies, I guess you could say, in a race program.
Correct.
I wouldn't ever think of that, but like hearing these stories is so like inspiring.
So what was really scary, I was in San Felipe, and nobody has touch with me out there. The handhelds weren't going more than 5 miles, and what was happening was we started losing connection, and we thought my transmission blew, and I had guys that weren't spectators saying, "Oh, I'll pull you to the I forgot where you finish," and I was like, "Oh, okay," and then he starts to take me to this back alley, and I get super scared, like I'm gonna get kidnapped today, and I thought that was it. It was like, is this really how my life is going right now? And all of a sudden, he takes me the opposite way to where the finish line is, and I thought I was definitely getting kidnapped. And
you're about to dip out?
Right, and thank God, Sprint gave me this tracker. I don't know why. When I got on your phone, they gave me a tracker, and it was in there. And thank God, my cousins went and found me.
That's
and
awesome.
While he was like, "Oh, my car's overheating, I need to stop." And I was getting scared. I was like, "Are they gonna throw me in the back of the trunk or something?" And they found me, and they're like, "Okay, we'll take them, thank you." And they were like, "Oh, okay."
When you heard about, like, did you hear the story before?
Yeah, because we were in, we were all in San Felipe.
Right.
I mean, I raced in another car.
Right.
But we knew what he was doing in the RS1,
okay.
So, yeah, it was like we're paying attention,
Dude.
But you broke, did the car break?
So yeah, so I was
At
coming
the
into the in course.
infield.
So it broke and I was on the side, and but to take a step back, I watched James on the side, and James was cheering me on, and I went straight past him because I knew it was going wrong, and I think it was a gas situation that you guys didn't have gas.
Yeah, we did.
So I saw you guys working on the car, you fixing it up. I made sure they were okay, and I took back off. And just the support that James has given me over the let's say the past year that he's built the RS1 with, and it's been wonderful. I don't know if you guys seen the swing set double that I hit. I tapped the brake a little too early, and I accidentally ended up flipping the car. Let's say, okay.
Rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much brake.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Trying to get all moto whip, like scrub the swing set double.
A literal motorcycle. You tap the brake, and that sucker's just going forward. And
12 years old and inventing the side-by-side scrub off the swing set double.
And cage held up. No, let's say absolutely no bends. Obviously, it was just a tiny bit of aluminum on the roof. Nothing with the tubes, just aluminum roof.
Dude, that's awesome.
Bent a little bit, bang it back, and it looks like brand new. Basically nothing, absolutely nothing happened to the car.
So you guys are pretty like gnarly about safety. Then your parents really want to keep you safe.
Yeah, if I don't have a neck pillow on, it's like I know that night is my last day. No, I'm joking. But my dad is very, very, very serious about it.
The people that are listening to the show on iTunes and the people that can't see him in the background because they're watching us.
Right. My dad's sitting right here with all the facial expressions.
Dude, he's going crazy. He's like, yeah, safety, roll cages, like the whole deal. So
right. So I'm running a company called Next Gen.
Yep.
It's a super cool company. I'm running their neck brace right now, and PRP seat belts is number one. 5-point harnesses definitely, and we definitely take.
We just had Maddie Wedeking on last show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Super cool girl. I think I've met her a few times, and obviously I've texted her on Instagram a couple times. Super cool person.
Yeah, she's super. And, she's addicted to Starbs too.
Starbies.
Yeah.
So okay, so
if you ever want to be her best friend or maybe get a sponsorship like level upgrade, then you can just get her Starbucks
just
like
go
20
get her
times.
Starbucks,
Yeah.
and then
Do you drink Starbucks?
Dude,
What do you get?
The only thing I've drank there is probably like caramel frappuccino.
Wow.
Dude.
Cranked.
Yeah,
Dude,
right?
could you imagine him on Starbucks level?
Dude, Starbucks.
He's already hyped, dude.
Yeah, we should cut him off.
Yeah.
Dude, I drink.
You're cut off, dude.
I
No
drink
Starbucks
4,
for you.
5, 6, 7 cups of coffee a day.
Oh.
For no reason, I come out shaking. But
Oh, hey, well, that's Rusty said huge shout out to Sasha. Woo! Good job. Yeah, flip and roll drives it out. I don't know what that means.
so
Swing set.
so let's
Oh,
just
at the
say
swing set?
let's just say every time I flipped, I've always gotten back on the wheels. So in Oklahoma,
You're
I
like a
was,
cat.
yeah, literally, right? Or a Van shoe, something like that.
Oh, man, shoot.
Dude, should we test it? No, I'm joking. But okay, so we were at the.
How many shout outs that these vans going to get tonight?
Dude, they're probably making so much money from me right now.
Yeah.
But,
That would be awesome if that was the
yeah,
truth.
but so I was in Oklahoma, and I was. Let's just say, I went off the ramp, sideways. So okay, this is the jump. This is me. So I was literally coming off full sideways because that car had so much power and it had a steering quickener on it. And when you're driving, the steering quickener makes that. So when you're steering like just a little bit, it'll redirect the car the whole other way, and it's really hard to steer. So with that being said, it was just super quick steering, so I can mess up very easy, and that's what I accidentally did. I accidentally turned the steering wheel just the slightest bit, and I came off the ramp the wrong way, and I ended up doing the fattest whip possible.
Nice. And a
And
side by
Too
side. That's
big to
pretty
bring back.
Landing. Dude, right? You and Pismo, dude. Just throwing the sucker sideways. So copy James.
Are
a little
you
bit.
are you and James going for the biggest whip contest
Right?
now?
The biggest whip.
Who's done the biggest whip?
I think I have you.
Out of you two?
But
Hey, if there's no video, it didn't happen, bro.
right,
I
correct?
think someone else got a good one recently.
Dude, I saw it. It was insane.
I don't know who it
But
was though.
It was like I was landing like that. It was 143 foot, and I was landing completely sideways, and the car bucks the other way, and the shock tower broke, and it ended up bucking me the other way, and I flipped,
That's crazy.
and then landed back on the wheels, and then threw up the shreddy sign, and then drove away.
And like your hat says. Hey, so
Right, shreddy.
well, I have a couple things I want to talk about. First, I wanted to Menace Racing says Ruslan and his family are amazing. They always are there to help out and
Oh,
give
Stephanie.
pointers if needed from Stephanie and family. But one thing I was going to ask you was, how did you get the nickname GreaseHandz?
Okay, so this goes long way back.
They look
Look-
pretty clean. You
It
got a
looks
little
like
bit
you
of
were
grease.
working on something today. What
Looks
were
like
you
you got a
working
little bit of grease on them.
Okay, so this is top secret.
Oh,
You know-
top secret, but
yeah.
you're going to tell everybody on a show, right?
But no, wait. If you know my 4-seater, it's that sucker's getting stripped down, and it's gonna have a new reveal by the end of the season. In the beginning of the season when racing starts.
2021.
2021.
You got it.
All
Reveal.
right.
So we're doing that.
You heard it live, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it here yourself. Fox 7 News Live or whatever they say.
AKA the Dirt Life Show.
Right? Okay, so, take a long step back. We were trying to brand ourselves in the second race, and we were like, oh, Ruslan Dirty Hands, and we thought that was the best name ever. And we put our Instagram name as Ruslan Dirty Hands. And going on, I was like, it kind of sounds weird, but like Ruslan Dirty Hands. It's like, to me, that didn't sound right.
It doesn't flow.
So, right, it doesn't flow right because I don't normally just have dirt on my hand every day. I have grease on my hand. Working, oil, transmissions, motors,
Yep.
oil on the axles, like stuff like that. And after going on, my dad was like, how about we do GreaseHandz? Do you think that's a good idea? And as soon as he said that, we changed name to GreaseHandz and then went and hit the canal. And then after that, my name was Mr. GreaseHandz.
Nice. Yeah, well, and plus your last name is a little hard to pronounce, so it makes
Right,
it so much
and
easier
Mr.
for everybody.
Yankilevich.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't, Mr. Ruslan Yankilevich. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't flow.
Dude, I'm feeling the GreaseHandz. I like it.
Yeah.
Feeling the
Yeah.
GreaseHandz, all
I'm
right.
down with it. Plus, it just means that you work hard, right?
Correct?
Yeah, get your hands dirty. So, all right. So there's a couple other things that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted James to share a story that he has with you and see what an outside perspective looks like for you. So, do you have any cool stories that you've had with Ruslan other than jumping stuff?
I wish I was there for the canal jump.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of flack that came from that, and I do remember these guys saying that they were going out there, and that was like summer day, right?
Right.
And man, it's something that a lot of people. I mean, guys did it in trucks, dirt bikes years ago.
Dude, yes.
And then sand
we jumped
buggies.
We jumped it on our 252 strokes.
Right.
Easy.
So it was one of those things where, like, I always thought in the Rhino days, like, dude, we got to boost the canal. We just got to go out there in summer, scrape a lip out, and hit it. And so, long story short, man, nobody does it in a UTV or a side-by-side, and it's just there for the taking.
Yep.
And the boy takes it. And I wish I could have been there. So I missed that one. But
hey, so what James is saying, did you guys scrape a lip then? Or
No. It was just there. And so
natural.
I had to, it was, natural. And when we were there, we were looking at the lip, and we were like, okay, this is the one. And it's 3 times bigger than I see on, like, YouTube or whatever.
Right.
And it was like I saw a sand rail, and I was like, it's like a 30-footer. And
Dude,
then I
no
come
way.
in person, and, like,
a
it's
30-footer?
And it was like, this thing's 3
Take us through
times
this then,
bigger.
because you got me kind of interested with this story, James.
Right.
Like, wanting to see it. Like, I want to feel it in my head, like what
Right.
he's thinking. Like, so do you just go like a mile back and then just go full wide? Like,
So we were looking at the longest run-up possible, and there was one spot where the run-up is exactly where the sand rail went.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, okay, this is the one. This is the one that person hit 10 years ago. Let's hope the lip is still good. And my dad kept trying to stop me by time to say no. And I just had the adrenaline in my head, like, I'm going to do it. That's my goal for today, is I'm going to do it. And there's no stopping me. So I got in my car. I was crapping bricks, to be honest. It was like I was scared. And I didn't want to admit it at first. I wanted to look like the tough guy. So,
dude, I'm feeling this combo right now.
I backed up to the lip, and you can watch the video of me on the GoPro, like, frozen. And I'm like this. And I'm ready to pass out, but at the same time, I'm so ready for it. So my dad's setting up with the GoPros, because, like, why do something crazy and then not film it?
Did you just smash the throttle or what?
Okay, so funny stories. I missed the throttle first try.
Oof.
So if you hear in the video, if you watch it again, you'll hear me go, wah, wah, and then me go for it. So that's actually me trying to stomp on the throttle as hard as I can, and then me missing it.
To make up for it, yeah.
Right, so, I just kept going, and then I went to go hit it, and then the first thing I felt was like I was smashing through a wall. Like, that's what it felt like, was just, boom, and then everything became slow motion, and I was like, holy crap, and I was literally in the air.
Do you
for
remember
so long.
how fast you were going, or like were you
dude,
just full
I was
wood?
floored, and my dad was like, you may need to go like 3/4 throttle, and if I listened to him, I would have been done for.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have made it.
You barely squeaked it, right?
No, barely. I tapped it, and I just decided not to listen to him, and it looked like my instinct was right that time.
Thank
it was
goodness.
right. And just decided not to, and I went for it, and I believed what I wanted to do, and I went for it.
Dude.
So within that moment, we didn't get it on video.
What the heck did you feel like when you landed? Were you just like
relieved? You can see me crying in the video. I don't know if
Really?
if you guys watch it again. It's the full YouTube video of me driving, saying thank you, Grandpa, because he passed away same month as my birthday 2 years ago. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa. And I was tearing up. And I didn't know what to say. I was speechless. And we didn't get it on camera with me doing 4-wheel drive donuts in the sand.
Oh,
And
dude, that's cool.
It would have been pretty cool to see. But
my reaction when I saw it was the same as James. Was like, thank God somebody's finally done it.
Yeah.
But then I looked at it and I was like, balls of steel. Like, holy cow. That's pretty insane, man. Like,
so, I'm not sure if you guys know Darren Parsons. Something like that. Okay, so
Parsons?
Parsons, right. Okay, so I pronounced it wrong. Sorry, Darren. He was, when I did it, he was mad, and he was like, I was going to go for it. He was upset, but at the same time, he was really happy for me. So I really appreciate him. But it was just crazy experience, and after that, my followers, like, if you look at your analytics, they're like that, and then they go up for a little bit. Mine were literally like that.
Nice.
That.
This is a steep
So,
incline.
right. So it was like I gained, say, 10,000 followers a day.
Nice. That's pretty tight.
So it was fast. Like, so many people thought it was so cool, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, that is cool. Hey, so we got a question for you, James. It says, curious when Ruslan's race UTV will be ready in a month or two? ?
Yeah, well, who is it?
Robbie Piper.
Robbie. Thanks, Robbie. We're trying to get it prepped up to race the Parker 250, which is the first BITD race, which is February. I don't know what the date is on that.
Exactly,
I'm
but
spacing out.
let's say it's mid-February.
Yeah, it's about a month off. So it's we just got the floor tubes set up for it, and
Dude,
we'll
I'm
be
looking
cranking away
I'm
on
looking
it.
at it right now, and it looks good.
Yeah. So
Ruslan's the hype man. He's always hyping everybody up.
Yeah.
So you
Dude,
can
that's
hype
who
him
I
as much
am.
as you want because it actually does look really good in the shop. So
Dude, I'll hype up the car, and it'll just build itself.
yeah.
yeah.
It's like,
And then to go back, I do have a good story, which
let's hit it.
would be about Parker 250 last year,
right?
because you had to race rally class with
Correct,
us.
yeah.
So I decided to race the rally sportsman class
Yep.
in a full,
Which I was in,
bolt-on only car.
That's a fun class.
It
though,
was
dude.
super fun and way more competitive than we thought it would be.
Dude,
Yeah,
so,
100%.
way more. Dude, I thought
Right.
this was like a fun race.
and
And ending up, it was so competitive. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
so the kid ends up signing up for sportsman because the youth RS1 class that he could have
It's
raced,
like 14 miles. It's
they shortened the course.
Oh, we.
So right.
like 15
So
miles.
he basically, since we had pits set up, Edwards was actually at the far pit. I mean, chasing our tail the whole time, just nipping at our heels in his RS1 by himself, doing the Parker 250.
And it was a navigation in Stella by myself.
Right, doing all of it by himself, which that's pretty cool. There's only a certain there's not many kids that have that opportunity.
That's
first off.
actually super
Thanks,
cool.
Arthur. And then, that have the skill set to do that, navigate that, and, an attrition, once again, bringing that car into the finish with only front axles.
So the thing was with that, well, we were good. I popped a few tires in that race. I was going way too hard on it, way too hard for the first race, and I was holding the throttle down the whole time, and just not know what I was doing, and it was just like, it was crazy the first race, and then Stella is what I had to learn, and it was. There's different buttons, so if you mispress the
Oh,
wrong
is that the
button,
navigation?
you're sending. So
It's
Stella's
like a push to
little.
pass.
It's like
Oh, okay.
push to pass, and then it's
Safety.
like safety. So if you're stuck and you're done for the day, you press the mechanical button. So if you miss one
Right.
button, you're going for the wrong button, and
Dude,
somebody's coming to help
The
you.
level of experience that you have at 12 years old and the things that you've gone through, and I don't mean experience like you've had years of experience, I mean the things that you've gone through and the level of effort that you guys are putting into the program is like, dude, you're blowing me out of the water, and I was only racing for 4.5 years, but like that, like you're way ahead of the curve when it comes to that, dude. It's so rad.
What? So yeah, and especially is James' sister. Her name is Erica. She was the one that actually.
Sacks.
Yep.
Yep. And she was the one that actually taught me how to navigate. I took one navigating class with her, and I felt like so experienced, and it was really like one of the best decisions I've made in the off-road GPS stuff. It's crazy. It's hard to learn in the way.
Hey,
she
let's switch
taught
it
me.
up. Let's switch up the whole combo now.
All right, let's do it.
Since you just talked about education and Erica Sachs giving you a little bit of tutelage.
Yep.
How does school go for you?
Okay, I don't like school. I know I have to do it, and it really sucks because I think I have so many better things to do, and then at the same time I know I just have to do it. So I have online class, and with that it's like almost like what every kid does in like Zoom and stuff like that, but mine's
but yours is a
little
homeschool
bit
kind of
different.
thing.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of kids are like, "Oh, lucky, I only say I do 7 Zoom classes a day and you only do 2, but behind that I have a lot more work." So
Right.
let's say they're doing 7 Zoom classes and I'm doing
It's
one
a
page
different
of class.
a different way to
like
yeah.
one page of math, 1 page of history.
When you grew up, James, did you just go to public school?
I did, yeah. My mom was a teacher, so I had all my friends that were racing dirt bikes. A few of them got to do homeschool,
Yep.
and I was like, yeah, we got to homeschool. And she was absolutely not.
Yeah.
I went to, from elementary to graduating high school.
And I was right in between. So I had because I was always on the road racing.
Yeah.
So because we were traveling for amateur races all the time. So I only had to go to public school for 3 days a week, sometimes 2 days a week. But I had the exact same thing. Like I had to do all of the extracurricular activities and stuff like what you're doing and everything by the book. But when I was on the road, I was actually in school for 7 days a week, minus the 4 hours of the weekend that I was racing, right? So when I was on the road on Sunday, I was in school, and everybody wasn't in school. So there was like good and bad to it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
But
there is a lot of good and bad with it. The good part is absolutely I'm learning.
well, so one of the things that I always think is like, what's the best way for you to learn as a person? Like, are you still getting good grades? Are you still doing well?
So yeah, so I think I'm doing. Let's just say okay. I have a 80% in both math and English. So I think I'm doing okay for right now, and I think I can definitely progress in that. But it's just the thing is that with racing and stunts and what stuff like that, since I've already put out content, so many people want more content after I put out more content. So the thing with that is once I do content, that's all people want. People don't want to see other content. So while I'm pushing a bunch of content out, and I'm doing my best to just push as much content out as I can, it's really hard to do my school. So a lot of my teachers think it's an excuse that I'm making it up and stuff like that. But I'm really not, and it's really hard for me to do school and racing and stunts and YouTube at the same time.
Balance.
Right.
You
It's
gotta have that
all the
balance.
balance. Right, and it's hard.
You know what's funny is he's talking about it as a 12-year-old.
Right.
You know, whatever. I guess we all have first world problems, right? Like you and I actually talked about the same conversation, James, is like you said, dude, George, I need to do more social media.
Right.
I need to do more communicating with potential customers and my current customer base. And you're like, but I got no time.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it. I got to turn out work.
You get working, and that's what you start doing, and you're working. So then, people go, oh, you guys, I didn't even know you had this, let's say cage, or you're building that race car or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, nobody posted about it. Like we're in the shop hustling, making money.
Crazy that times have changed so much that what he's saying at 12 years old, it's almost the same exact conversation that we're having in the real life for businessmen, kind of thing. It's pretty nuts. But you do understand, though, that there is a lot of value in the way that you're being educated, and those, we'll call them, they're medial in your mind, right? Because they might not be important now, but you understand that there's a lot of value behind it, right?
Right. So I definitely see a lot of value in really trying to put the work in, and what I'm trying to do now is put as much work in as I can, so I have time to. I'm always putting the work in. I haven't had a day where I was just chilling. It was like some people was like,
welcome
yeah,
to the world of a racer.
Right. Like people will be like, Sunday fun day, had so much fun chilling a day. Me, I'm like, no, I was filming all day. I was making a YouTube video. I was doing donuts in my car. I was doing a 100-foot jump. And with that, it's just, it's hard. It's like I've never once really chilled in my life besides the point where I was a baby.
Yeah.
So, and that's a lot to say because since I'm like.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Which is not that long ago.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
literally.
exactly.
So you were chilling not that long ago.
Right. So,
James was still working in the shop when you were chilling.
Right, yeah. So, say when I think I was 5 when I drove my first dirt bike, and after that I was just like, I want to drive this, I want to drive that, I want to drive that, and I got to the point where I kept wanting to keep driving things. Like I think at the age of 8, I've already driven a 3,500 single 600 horsepower
You're a maniac.
5.9 liter mega cab Dodge, and I did a burnout in it for content.
That's pretty awesome.
And
I got to drive a cop car at like 8 too.
Full
That's
burnout.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, cop car.
Yeah.
And so we started getting ideas and making more content. Started racing for content, and I was stuck 400 followers trying to make content. And then one day, it was just, I grabbed my dad's 1000, stole it, and my dad just got the camera out and started filming.
Yeah.
And I'd say sent it, let's say 7 foot in the air, and let's say 40 foot long.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good send for a stock razor.
Yeah, fully.
And people loved it, so I started taking the razor to Glamis and started hucking weird jumps and cool jumps. Until people just started loving it. I kept gaining followers because that's what people wanted to see, was me making content for them. So
12-year-old marketing genius, pretty much.
Yeah.
I started doing YouTube, and I started to brand myself, started making more, we're going to start putting out more merch.
You're doing
Stuff
good.
like that.
We'll
Thank you,
get to it, and we'll get a plug for your social media at the end of the show. But we got a couple people that have chimed in so far. Actually, Justin, he commented in and said, congratulations on your rally class championship this year, James. Yeah. So James did. He drove like a boss. It's not easy to win championships. Not only did he win the championship in a UTV, but he actually won it in the rally class, which most of that stuff is stock.
Yeah.
So it's actually we'll call it a driver's class in quotes.
Yeah, there's some full desert cars, people getting their feet wet just to get out there and race desert, but we honestly did it with 5-gallon gas cans. No redheads, no
Pretty
dry
badass.
brakes. It was frustrating at times, but it was attrition and
but that's what the rally class is there for, dude.
Right.
Yeah, I loved it. I honestly loved it. I thought it was a great time.
Hey, so I don't want to get away from Ruslan's story, but just so that you can talk about a little bit of the stuff that you're doing in 2021, you're going to race that same class again?
We're going in between. We're going to pick up some rally class races, and then I'm also building a new car. So we'll see if it's Pro Turbo or Unlimited. We don't really know yet.
Oh, dude, he's a hype guy like you now.
Yeah.
Turn into a full hype guy. Leave him
waiting.
Dude, leave him hanging,
Hey,
right?
And one more question, just while I got the mic.
Yeah.
What was your first dirt bike?
My first dude, my dad hates dirt bikes, so I never really had my first dirt bike. I think it was RM85.
Yeah?
RM85.
Suzuki.
Suzuki. I was
Okay.
I was 9 on an RM85. It was hard for me.
You're a yellow rider?
No, I was like, oh, it's a dirt bike. Okay, let me ride it. And super cool bike. And
Those things had so much bottom end.
Those are sketchy.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking you were going to say like XR50.
No.
Or the P-dub.
Went straight up. I was my dad picked it up. It was old, I think 1990s or 2000s bike, I think, which is not that old, but it had rats in the air filter, oil bad, gas is still
That's the way to do it, man.
20 years ago.
Hey, so Robbie Piper chimed in. I think you already answered this. It said, if Ruslan makes to compete, are you going to compete at the Parker 250, or when's your first race?
Dude, I would love to do the Parker 250. That is if the car gets done, and I'm not rushing it because I want the car to be I wouldn't say studied, but I mean like good. Like I want it to be paid attention to rather than rushed, so we don't have problems with the car, and I'm sure I won't. But I'd rather the car to be good and
get the proper shakedowns in and all that
same
stuff.
with the RS1. It was like we took our time on that car to make sure the cage was good, and we took our time to put the stuff together to make sure 100% it was dialed.
That's the way to do it, man. With racing, you always have to do that. Hey, so Robert Blanton also chimed in and said the backlash on the canal jump was stupid. Dudes talking shit on how it was stupid. It was, or how stupid it was. I'm like, bro, you have a DUI, shut your mouth. So he has a little bit of insight on some of those trash talking people, but it is funny because it's exactly what you're saying, right? Like people are trying to either put off what they had and put it on you for doing something, or they're jealous, like what you're saying. And I'm glad that you're already like on top of that stuff, man. That's one thing that I got to say about this whole interview that I'm going to take home with me is that if anybody ever says anything, no matter what it is, that you got to take it with a grain of salt and look at the real situation.
No, dude, I'll just call you up. Dude, this guy just said something to me.
Yeah.
Go beat his butt.
Perfect. That'll work, dude. All right, so we got a couple more questions, and man, we're going to get into a rapid-fire Q&A. So what's family life like? You deal with racing every day. Your goals are racing. Your family is all involved. But what's family life like when you sit down at the dinner table or you go out and eat pizza or go out and eat tacos and stuff? What do you guys talk about?
So I'm a big-time family person. If it's anything, I'm family. And that's number one because if it's not family, what else do I have?
Exactly.
So when we're sitting down at the dinner table, obviously I ask everybody how they're doing, how their day went, stuff like that. And once everybody's got their turn to talk on what they did yesterday, I sewed a blanket, whatever. And then I'll start talking about what I did, and I'll explain to them, like, oh, I just raced this, I just raced that.
People sewing blankets a lot?
like
you got quilters up in that
Is
house?
Arthur quilting?
Yeah, is Arthur or your dad over there just quilting it up or what, dude?
No, but concept, right? So, so like I asked everybody how their day went, what they did, and stuff like that, and then I get into what I talk about, and
hey, you take over. Hey, but okay, so we're not going to talk about what you talk about at the dinner table.
No,
we get
exactly.
that. So what does your sister talk about mostly?
Oh, my sister, what she talks about probably like crystals or something.
Crystals?
Like big.
Like crystal bowls and stuff?
No, like a singing bowl.
Yeah, dude, I'm into that kind of stuff.
Oh
yeah.
no, that's 100% her.
Dude, side note, yeah, fun fact, I'm super into that stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, like full on. Not gypsy into it, but super into it because it actually helps heal.
Right, exactly. I've tried it one time and I'm like pro at this.
You're zenned out.
Yeah,
right,
dude.
It's like,
I'm so into that stuff though, because
cool
like my
stuff.
body's been through so much. Like I love that like mind therapy stuff. So I'm gonna probably have to find her on Instagram and like talk to her about it, dude. All right. So what's one thing that your mom talks about? Because we know your dad. He's over here talking about racing with you.
Okay, so normally what my mom talks about is that she just started her own business, printing clothes and stuff like that.
No way.
And making clothes for people. And she normally talks about how many people bought her clothes that day and how
I see a whole
she did
gang
it.
of hustlers.
Yeah,
right
is she gonna do your merch?
Oh yeah.
You got Ruslan merch coming out?
Oh yeah.
Keep
soon,
that money
very
tight,
soon.
man.
Dude.
And she only
Entrepreneur, 12 years old.
Right, man. Investor. No, but definitely that's mostly what she talks about is her business because that's what she likes to do. That's what she wants to do. So
and don't you have another sister or brother too?
Leon, yeah, future racer. He's already got his quad and he's
How old is he?
doing I think he's 5 now.
Dude, he's trying to follow in Big Brother's footsteps,
Dude,
huh?
you'll get on his knees riding his quad. More savage than me.
Really?
Oh,
How
yeah.
is that even possible,
Oh, yeah.
dude?
He's watching.
Dude, he's on his P-dub, like, pulling up sick tricks that I can't even do, and I'm like, wow, this kid.
Adrian
Really?
Orellana just said, "What up, homie? Little homie?"
Oh, is that Ranchero?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. What's up?
Hit that with Ranchero right now.
Yep.
What up, Adrian?
Dude, see, he knows everybody by their race cars, right? Like
Yeah,
that's how
exactly.
into it he is. That's
Right,
pretty.
that's how I know people. Is like Brooklyn Demand, I know her for her Can-Am.
Yep.
So I know a lot of people.
She was
for
on the
what
show
they
too.
do.
So if you want to
She
have,
was? Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
So if you want to have a little bit of backstory on her, you can go back out and go back and check out one of those episodes.
Sounds good.
She's got a really good family as well too. So it's cool to see because, like I said, dude, the Dirt Life's getting all this behind the scenes stuff to see what an awesome person you are and what all the other guests,
man.
how awesome they are. All right, so I know James's hip is starting to hurt a little bit. My back and my hip is starting to hurt a little
Dude,
bit.
too much pit bikes.
Dude.
Too much pit bikes.
Just make sure you know this is what you're in for.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You're gonna be an old man before you're even old.
Your body's
just
gonna
like us.
ache
Yeah.
if it doesn't already.
I'm like cracking my back on camera already, dude.
All right, so let's answer some questions quick. What
All
are your
right.
plans for 2021? And we know you're trying to hype people, but give them a little bit of inside scoop here.
Okay, so the 4-seater, not sure if you guys know about that. That's the same car that jumped the canal. It's getting fully redone, fully rebuilt, and we're gonna do stuff like that. Give it a full beauty makeover, and then obviously the Pro UTV is what we're gonna be doing. RS1, they can't really give you the full detail on it, but it's getting a turbo motor in it, so it's gonna have a turbo in it. So
Those RS1s are already bad stock. Like,
yeah, they're already fast, so we're putting a turbo in it and hoping it's gonna pop a wheelie.
dang.
Also, we'll be sending bigger jumps. So with that, and then we just got a new car. I'm not sure if you guys have seen them, Sierra cars. They're like super rad. If you guys know what cross carts is, very 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 similar concept. And same thing with that. That's basically what it is a mad cross cart, but like on steroids. So they're stupid cool cars, and we got one as a roller chassis frame.
Sounds like you guys got some big plans.
Dude, and we're putting a turbo motor in that, maybe an E85 kit on it, and we're going to be doing that. We got a death boat on our hands. It's called a Jetstream boat, and so if you guys know...
Jesse Nelson's into those.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, and Blake Wilkie, if you guys seen him, he's got a rad Jetstream boat, and we got one of those as right? We're getting one built right now, and we have our Jeep, our supercharged Jeep, that it's going to be a rock crawler. Dude, I have so many plans. That I have a Porsche Cayenne.
It really sounds like you must have a team of like 500 people trying to help
Dude,
you
no,
out
it's
here.
it's just me and Dad.
Well, and this guy over here to
Yeah.
your left.
So, and him. So, the Porsche Cayenne's a twin turbo Porsche Cayenne. and it's making about sitting right now at 500 horsepower with a cool exhaust kit. It's almost like a rally car.
Bro.
So
is that going to be your first car when you get a license? What are you going to get? What's the first car you want when you get a license?
That they were already discontinued, but I've always in my dream is to have a Viper ACR.
Really?
So it is a
Dang,
supercar.
you're going full muscle.
Wow.
And it's just one of my dream cars. Definitely, it's Dodge, and that's definitely one of my favorite brands.
That's where you're
my
at?
dad's got a Dodge truck, and never failed us. It's got all the top of line stuff already. So
We like Dodges.
yeah, I love Dodges.
Hey, so Tyrone commented in saying, "What's up, fellas?" He put a bunch of tacos. I think that's
Yeah,
an,
dude,
an ode to go to
tacos.
eating some tacos. I'm into it. Hey, Tyrone. So James just took me to a place called
La Unica.
La Unica, the unique. Down there in Lake Elsinore on, what was it, Main Street or something?
Yep.
The main drag. That
Yep.
place is insane good. So you guys got to get down there and check it out. And Robbie Piper commented in again, Ruslan, I wonder, are you going to get to try like a Baja 500 and break a record as the youngest driver to be in, that would be, and your dream to put your name on the list.
So Baja 500 is definitely one of the next races I'm going for. I'm definitely talking with the owner right now, and we are planning stuff. And I'm not sure. I think his name's Roger Norman, and a super rad guy. And we're talking with him. Maybe he's gonna let me race it or not. We were talking about a trophy truck, and now we're talking about racing it in a side by side. So we're
I think a side by side would be a better idea for marketing.
For right now. I think it would be a very good idea. So we might be racing with the Pro UTV.
Not to mention, like footing a bill to fix a trophy truck after it breaks is not planned.
And
Right.
the seat mount.
Oh,
yeah, that too.
You'd have to get a full custom
Yeah,
seat mount.
no, definitely. So Baja 500 is definitely one of the things we're going for.
This guy,
yeah,
dude.
If I had a trophy truck, my seat extensions would be like way up here. So definitely not going for trophy truck right now.
Yeah, you're 12. You got plenty of time.
I got
man.
plenty of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And plus the stuff that you guys are doing and your dad's helping you with, like you don't want to overload him. You guys are doing a great job with the side by sides.
Thanks, man.
I think you guys are really, really have a long future ahead of you guys if you span it out and do the proper things. Like that safety stuff that you're doing with James, first and foremost, right?
First, yeah.
Then you can add the horsepower like you're
Then
talking
you add
about.
the horsepower.
Then
so
you can
with
add
more horsepower comes more safety.
Then you can add bigger tires. Then you can have a bigger motor.
Yeah.
So I think you're doing a good job, man. All right, so we're gonna do a rapid fire Q&A before we go. But let's first thank all of the people that are watching the show. Thank all your sponsors, and
course,
please
man.
give us a way to connect with you.
Okay. I also have a list.
All right.
On my phone.
Pull
right
up
now.
the list. All right, and if you guys want to connect with him, you guys can always go to the Dirt Life Show and check out our Instagram pages. Ruslan has a bunch of stuff up there. You can link straight to him. It's at Ruslan_GreaseHandz.
Correct.
And you can go and check out some of his social media. He does a fantastic job up there. He posts stuff all the time. His stories are awesome because he shares a lot of what's going on internally with his life, with his family, and with his race program as well. He does a lot of stuff with his sponsors, and clearly he likes jumping over things. So,
Yeah.
all right, who's some of the sponsors and people that help you out,
All
bud?
right, so number one, I got mom and dad on the list. Is number one. Like when times go rough, my mom makes me the best bacon and chicken sandwich, and it's bomb, and it cheers me up.
I'm coming
big
over to
time.
your house after the show.
Yeah.
Is that a
So-
breakfast item?
Dude,
Or just any time of the
that's
day?
breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Okay.
But that's
midnight
number one on the
snack.
combo list. That's not number
Right,
two, not
one.
number one.
Correct.
Got it.
Right, and she makes the bomb food, so we always go with that. And then, of course, Dad, always been my pit crew day one. And then with going with sponsors is
Your communicator over here, Sasha.
Right, Sasha, of course. And okay, so
Communications
yeah,
expert.
communication expert. So already an interpreter. So
Hey, so wait, before you even finish, like we always had job titles on our racing program.
Yep.
And so, like, my dad was the lead mechanic. We had a crew chief. We had I forgot what we called it now, but Paige was the hospitality coordinator. Like, what would you give your sister?
like 1 out of 10.
No, like what
10?
what would her name be? Like
what would her name?
communication expert? Is that what it would be? You think? Like her job title
be?
name?
No, I think it's like. I think so.
Communication expert sounds pretty good to me. And
I mean, it's a
communication
pretty
expert,
good
hospitality
title.
manager. She gets 2 titles.
Oh yeah. All
All right, keep going.
All right, we got PRP seats, next gen, cryo heat. They do all my transmissions. Hoonigans, Drift Masters, We have Assault, Trophy Burrow, Baja. Oh, okay. Baja Designs, Ride Baja Mexican Insurance. So whenever I go to Mexico, they got me covered on insurance.
That's actually a pretty legit sponsor right
it's
there.
a super cool sponsor. We got Shreddy Life, GVC Tires, Fuel Rims, 4-wheel parts, Pro Line Wraps, Polaris Razor, F1 Firearms, IMG Motorsports. That's also a big thanks, and a part-time sponsor.
You got it.
So we got them dialed, and then SSV Works, Buggy Whips, HCR, and Walker Evans does all my shocks for me.
Dude, you're flexing a lot of sponsors.
Yeah, that's only like a quarter of the list. UTV Takeover, Full Throttle Batteries, Pro Eagle Jacks, X Impact, and they do all my helmets. Heat Wave, Redhead Valves, and then Harman Racing Cells. So we got Super ATV, and then just not as a sponsor, but a very big thanks to Addiction Racing. Addiction, they let me borrow the car 3 times, and I accidentally
awesome.
wrecked it one time. So, super. Also, big thanks to IMG here.
You got it.
Then we got Icon, and they just did my Jeep. And then Rock Bottom, and they did all
Dude,
that
you're
stuff.
12. You got a Jeep?
Yeah, we already got a Jeep. And then, of course, again, Mom and Dad, and my grandpa that's up there watching me right now. And then Sasha as the interpreter.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, a communications expert. And
Yeah.
it's pretty clear that she's a crystal expert, too. So
Yeah, crystal expert,
yeah,
big time.
I'm definitely going to hit her up and figure out some stuff that
Big
will work for
crystal
me.
girl.
Yeah, I'm a big crystal guy now, too. So, hey, all right, so let's get into this rapid-fire Q&A.
All right, let's
But
do it.
since James doesn't have the set list, I'm going to ask him the same question, so you guys both got to do it, all right?
All right.
Same time or one after the other?
How about Ruslan go first and you go after him? Is that cool?
Wait, what am I
All
supposed to do?
You
Answer
just
the
got to answer
question.
the question.
Okay, go for it.
All right, first question.
Blue.
Dunes or the river?
Dunes, 100% Dunes.
Dunes
All right.
100.
You're going, dude, off-road guys. Dirt life, three-wheeler or quad?
Oh, is that me? Okay.
Yeah, you got to go first, bud.
3-wheeler quad. Dude, I would totally say 3-wheeler.
You're going three-wheeler? Like what kind of three? Like ATC 70, like big three-wheeler? Where are you at?
Because
you won't know what like a 200X is. James would.
Okay,
250R.
Yeah.
So my big one is it's called like the Big Red. Big Red's my favorite.
You're going big red?
Big Red.
All right, what are you going? Three-wheeler or quad, James?
3-wheeler, 250R.
You're going 250R
The
all day?
dangerous one.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Death machine is what
Yeah.
they call them?
Yeah.
All right, do you pay attention to motocross and supercross?
I'd say, dude, Supercross.
No, do you pay attention to it though? You know all the
Dude,
riders
oh,
and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
Oh,
of
like
course.
you're obsessed like us?
Not, I wouldn't say obsessed, so I don't know most of the names, but a YouTuber I do watch.
All right,
is
so
the
let's see
Vegans.
how this question goes then. Cincerillo or Osborne?
Dude, I don't even know.
How
what you're
about
talking
Barsha or
about.
Webb?
Don't even know what you're
None of
talking
them?
about.
Okay, how about Rob Mack or Bryce Menzies?
Bryce Menzies.
You're going Bryce Menzies?
I love them both, but in my opinion, it would be Bryce Menzies, just because I know him more personally.
Oh, right on. Okay, well, I'm going back to the Supercross for you, James. Are you picking Cincerillo or Osborne?
Cincerillo.
All right. We changed this up. This question is usually Little Smokies or pizza rolls, but we're going mini corn dogs or pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls, 100%.
Oh, man. I told you, James. It's always pizza rolls, dude. It's always
I'm
pizza.
a mini corn dog guy.
Dude, I'm
What?
converted, too.
I
Mini
don't
corn
like
dog.
you.
Dude.
I'm joking.
The only thing James introduced me to mini corn dogs today. The only thing better than just eating a mini corn dog would be if I had a little bit of mustard. I would have gone with the mustard.
Why didn't
dude.
you grab it?
I didn't even know it was here. I just
It
was
was
like,
there.
and plus I was already like struggling to finish my French fries.
Yeah.
So, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
James, what about you?
Coffee.
You're going coffee too?
Hundo.
Yeah.
You guys have a favorite coffee?
Dude,
And the reason I'm asking
I
this
love my
question is because
Starbies.
I really hope that Maddie Wedeking comes in because chimes in and listens to the show
Yeah.
and has a connection with what kind of flavor of coffee you get. So tell me what you get at Starbucks.
If it's like a seasonal thing, I'll probably get like, if it's like everyday stuff, I'd get a caramel macchiato.
Mhm.
But if it's like seasonal thing, I get a pumpkin spice.
I knew
latte.
you were going to be a
Wow.
big pumpkin sky over here.
Oh, man.
Where are you going,
Guys,
James?
You know what? I honestly I don't mind. I'm not super into like the
You're
the
not as
drinks at
bougie as this
Starbucks.
12-year-old right here?
Like I like AM PM coffee. I just brew cups
Straight
of
up.
coffee in the shop. As long as I got a little bit of creamer, I'm good with it.
Dude, you
I
and
could
my
drink
dad
black.
get along. Yep.
You know, I was drinking black today because we ran out of creamer, but I like some whatever. I'm basic on the coffee.
That's cool, though.
As long as I got a lot of it.
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome.
That's perfect. Tyrone says, I love this little kid. All right. Excuse me. The next one is favorite soda.
Dr. Pepper. Or Mountain Dew.
Dude, I scored getting the Dr. Pepper today then.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
dude.
you're not old enough right now, but James can get along with this. So
He's probably like Corona, Modelo.
dude, that's where I was going with this. Have you ever had a white man's margarita?
No.
Mountain Dew and Patron.
Whoa.
Dude, it'll blow your freaking mind.
Wow.
You can't touch that for another
Damn it.
9 years, but James
That-
can get down with it.
That sounds wild.
So where are you
That's
going?
dangerous.
Are you what are you picking for soda?
I would go Dr. Pepper.
You're going Dr. Pepper too?
Yeah.
Right on. All right, so next one is, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I would definitely read people's mind.
Dude, that's a pretty gnarly superpower. I didn't expect that. I thought you were going to say like fly or something since you like jumping over
no,
stuff.
Dude. If I can use it as a benefit, that's definitely what I'm gonna do.
All right, James, what's your superpower?
I would go to fly.
You're going to fly?
Yeah.
So you can like be at the same level as Ruslan on his jumps?
That's it. Just I could go up there with the GoPro instead of sitting in
Yeah,
the drone.
dude, perfect. No need for a drone. James is
Or
just
I
up
would-
there with the GoPro.
I would stand there. Don't tap the brake this time.
Dude, that's perfect. All right, Uggs or Crocs?
Uggs or Crocs?
Put the mic a little
Dude.
closer.
Dude, I'm pimping with Crocs.
You're going Crocs?
I'm going Crocs.
Are you lacing them up
100%.
in four-wheel drive?
Oh yeah. Front wheel drive.
What are you going with, James?
I would go with Uggs because they work in the sand dunes, and I had a free set of Crocs last time I went to county. So
It wasn't that great.
Oh damn it.
This is actually going to be good for both of you guys. What's your most memorable race, Ruslan?
Mint 400.
Going with Mint 400?
Going with Mint 400.
What was so
100%.
memorable about it?
What was so
Memorable.
definitely doing a lot of laps in the dark. That was number one, and then also is just passing a lot of people just helped me a lot in my endurance. So it was
And the level of
definitely
it
helped
being the biggest off-road race in the United
me.
States?
Right, exactly. And that helped me push through, and that's definitely what we did. It was 321 miles, so it's definitely what kind of pushed me through. Was I'm gonna make it.
That's
So
awesome,
it's
dude.
definitely that race.
I love that. No, never give up mentality.
Yep.
In fact, underneath this hood, I have a never give up shirt on.
Awesome,
Yeah.
dude.
All right, James, what's your most memorable race?
probably 2017 Baja 1000.
Why was this so memorable?
It was a long race, man. I only was even driving the car for a fraction. We
Mhm.
split it 3 ways, I believe. But man, I spent like 13 hours through the night in a XP Turbo,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and man, it was just a good time.
Dude, those
It
experiences.
was a tip run, running
Yeah.
down to La Paz. So
Yep.
that was
those
that was a lot of
experiences,
fun.
man. Like, first of all, I'm super pumped that you got to experience those things, but he's going to be able to experience a lot of those things
Yeah.
too, because
So
he's got
about
such
another
a
5 years.
Well, you got such a young career ahead of you, or such a good career ahead of you. Like, it's
Thanks,
going to be
man.
pretty awesome to see, dude. We're all going to be following, and James is going to be
Right.
building half that stuff for you. All right, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Dude, I'd gotta go with cookies and cream.
Dude, I thought you were going to say mint chocolate chip for a second there.
No.
Yeah, I'm not a big mint chocolate chip guy either. What about you, James? What's your favorite flavor?
I'll get the Reese's one.
You're going
Reese's
Reese's?
is
Yeah.
amazing. I actually should have said that.
Yeah.
That one's like next level, or what? I never had that one.
No,
You
dude,
like
it was just the
Reese's?
combo between. Oh, Reese's is my favorite candy. The combo between the chocolate,
Dude.
the chocolate, and the peanut butter is just amazing. So when you mix that together, it's almost like mildly chocolate ice cream mixed with like a nice layer of peanut butter, and it's just the perfect match.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, so let's see. What's your? Oh, here we go. Dogs or cats?
Dude, cats are much lovable, but I'd go with dogs.
You're going dogs. How about you, James? Same.
Dogs.
Yeah. I don't know if I think cats have only gotten the nod one time. Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
You're on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube.
You too.
Yeah. Dude, I've been like fiending on YouTube lately. Burrito or taco?
Burrito.
That's tough, man.
What kind of burrito you getting?
Dude, to be honest, every time I go, I'd get a quesadilla. But in this case,
Total blowout.
That's right.
in this case, I'd get a burrito. But the only thing I'd eat is like meat, cheese, and a little bit of beans, maybe a little bit of rice, and that's it.
What about? Have you ever tried a California burrito?
No, dude,
They're pretty good.
I don't like vegetables. That's number one.
Yeah, it has French fries in it.
Yeah.
French fries, dude.
Yeah. Carne
What?
asada with French fries and guacamole.
I don't like guacamole.
Okay, we'll kick the guacamole out then. Dude.
What about sour cream?
Only, not really.
How do you eat your quesadilla?
Dude, I just dip that sour cream in mild salsa because I don't like spicy stuff.
Oh, so he's just straight up like tortilla and cheese kid.
Yeah.
That's all right, though.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. All right, James, where are you going, burrito or taco?
I'd go tacos.
All right. Next one, supercross or motocross?
Supercross.
So, you're picking but you like desert racing better than short course?
I don't know. It's just with motorcycles, it's just a lot different. Watching them rip around the berms.
That's a good point. Dude, motocross is gnarly, though, man.
Oh, yeah.
Gnarly.
Oh, I bet.
All right, James,
Both
where are you
of 'em are
going,
super cool.
supercross or motocross?
Motocross.
Motocross? Yeah, see, James is like that gnarly stuff. Well, he builds them strong, too. So,
Right.
All right, 2 more questions. What other form of racing would you like to try? And before you answer this question, I always have to preface it with everybody. It could be monster trucks. It could be offshore boat racing.
Awesome.
It could be little go-karts. It'll be scooters for all we know. You could even be freaking track lawnmowers. So what other form of racing would you like to try?
Honestly, man, Monster Jam.
Dude,
Monster
I'm
Jam would be
feeling it.
#1.
That would be
Dude,
super.
I'd be the I want to be the first guy to actually. I don't know if somebody actually already did it. You know those container where they do a backflip?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
want to be the first one to do a double backflip, but I'm pretty sure somebody's already done it.
I think they did it.
I think they did it.
I think so.
A double backflip?
What's
But
the?
only
Leduc?
on the
Yeah.
containers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Todd Leduc tried it. I don't know if he landed it,
But no, but it wasn't on a container. It was like a
it
real
was
kick
it was a
ramp.
breakaway ramp or whatever. Yeah, we have a couple people chiming in. Mike Gardner says yo, and then Tyrone says he's a new fan too.
Oh,
so.
dude, Tyrone's just flashing up the comments right now.
Dude,
Mike Gardner, my boy. What up,
yeah.
Mike?
What's up, Mike? Good to see
What's
you, bud. And
up?
all right, James. So what's your choice for other form of racing that you'd like to try?
Real stage rally.
Yeah, like full on,
Ooh.
like World
Pastrana.
Rally Championship.
Yeah, WRC.
I'd like to try
GRC.
like also rallycross. Would be super
Dude,
cool.
we already know you'd like to try everything.
Everything, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Literally
down
everything.
for anything, like trampolines, dude. Even though it's
See?
not racing, dude. I love. I've already done a double backflip on a trampoline.
The level of stoke that you have and your hype level is just off the charts, dude. James, when he comes in, is it just like leveling everybody up to like work harder for the rest of the day?
So sometimes it is, but sometimes we're just buried in work. And I'm like, oh man, I'm falling apart. You know.
All right, the last question of the night, man.
Oh no, dude! I want to stay.
Chips and guacamole or French fries and ketchup?
French fries and ketchup.
What?
Dude, I'm a white boy.
Yeah, white boy.
Dude.
I got one.
Whiter than white.
Tater tots and ranch.
That's where you're going? Even
sure.
better than chips and guac?
I mean, it depends on the place.
That's a good point. Tater tots
Tater
are
tots.
delicious, man. They
Yeah.
are so good. All right. Well, James is picking tater tots, and you're picking French fries. I'm going to be the like oddball. Like this has never happened before. I'll take chips and guacamole,
Okay.
and then we can all
Okay.
share.
Right.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
All right. Man, dude, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because you got so much energy. Like
I'm pretty
going-
amped right now.
Yeah, fired up, right?
Dude, my brain has already had like 4 cups of coffee.
Does anybody want to see us? How many people are on here? We need
looks
more people.
like-
A couple people died.
Hey,
There's only 22.
yeah,
it looks
so-
like.
it was 43, but
we
now
really.
it's-
What I was kind of thinking is
52.
like, is there a way we can live stream jump in Edward's car off the gutter gap, Ruslan driving?
Dude, that would be pretty
You know what I'm
sick, right?
saying?
He said
I
that
am so
he
down.
did say to me that the front end is not tight.
Yeah, because he's
So-
a ball joint guy.
Dude, no, but I don't think he literally tightened the bolts because he said you were taking it off to put the uniballs on it. So we might have a one-hit jump on our hands if we do that.
Anybody
So-
have a spare car here that we can jump?
There's none.
Hey,
Got him out.
So how about we do this? Since you live pretty close, and since I just moved to Southern California, how about we schedule some content, and we'll do some
Let's
content
do it.
together maybe in the next couple weeks here. And
do it.
we'll get you out here, and we'll do the Gutter Gap. So for anybody that didn't hear before, the Gutter Gap is a little jump that's in basically a rain gutter in the street out here in front of IMG Motorsports. It may or may not be hit by like a couple hundred other people.
700,000
It's pretty rad. So Robbie says, "Come on, do it."
Dude, I'm down to do it with a broken front end.
Yep, and
I think Mike Gardner actually came up short, which is nearly impossible.
On
how is
what?
that? How is that possible? It's like 3 feet.
I don't. He just wasn't
He
on the
blew
chip,
out.
man. He
Hey,
wasn't
so
on the gas.
Whiskey Dave chimed in too, and he said, "Who wins Elsinore GP, James or Ruslan?"
Definitely James because
Dude, he's like the OG expert at this race, though.
Okay, 2018, I tried to hit the Lake Elsinore water gap, I think it's called, and I didn't. it didn't work. I hit the other side of the jump, and since the car was so heavy, it didn't roll. So, and then the second time I went, I was going so fast that in the whoop section, not a whoop section necessarily, but in a desert spot where the rear end kicked over, and I was sitting on doing the longest nose manny known to mankind, and then
if there's no video, it didn't happen, dude. I told you.
Right? No,
I think there's videos. We'll just have to.
Is there?
We'll have to get them.
there might be GoPro videos.
Dude, that'd be pretty sick to see that. All right, well, yeah, so we got to cut the show a little bit short now because, well, actually, it's not even short. We're already 2 hours and 40 minutes into it. So,
some people that were watching this whole time are still on here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah,
what I
thanks,
always
guys.
say, always through the end of the shows. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, but before we do that, thank you very much, James, for letting us use the shop and
Thank
be
you.
able to hang out. Dude, it's pretty awesome. Thank you and your family for coming down,
Thanks,
Ruslan. I really appreciate it. Sasha for doing all of the communication. She's an expert at it, and your dad for coming down and bringing you, and then obviously for the rest of your family from tuning in at home. So
Awesome.
it's pretty badass, man. Before we take off, James, you got anything else you want to say or anybody you want to thank?
No, just thank you guys for logging in, checking it all out and watching it.
Yeah, you guys are really awesome for doing all that stuff that James just said. We want to make sure that you guys always check us out. We can be followed anytime on social media, on Instagram, YouTube, everywhere at The Dirt Life Show. On Facebook, you can also check us out at The Dirt Life Show. And please go, and I never ask anybody this, but please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our iTunes and check it out.
Follow James Hill and George over here on Instagram.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to see some of the stuff. Like, I'm pretty boring. James has a lot more exciting stuff. I just post pictures of tacos and salads and shit, so it's super boring.
I want to see that. I want to see some rad tacos.
Yeah, well, and usually what I'll do is I'll post pictures of tacos, but I'll go on a 20, 30, 40-mile bicycle ride before, so it's really, really boring, but it's exciting for me, so I just throw it out there and just see what happens,
Dude, just showing the world and repping tacos for a living.
Dude, I need to get sponsored by tacos. You're going to get a van sponsorship? I'm going to get a taco sponsorship.
Dude, I'd be so down to get a van sponsorship.
Well, thank you guys very much for tuning in. You guys are our lifeblood. I say it all the time. You guys commenting in. We had so many comments in tonight, and we really, it was really awesome. So thank you very much in welcoming us to Southern California and kind of kicking off the year on a good note, man. We're really stoked for 2021. We couldn't be more appreciative of everybody that's supporting the show, like KMC Wheels, EFX Tires, Ryan for coming in and joining us for the first part of the show. All the guys at Shock Therapy, they do an amazing job. Please go check all of them out. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at shocktherapist.com. Check out the guys that CryoHeat that's helps support Ruslan's program. Those guys do a very, very good job at transmissions, ball joints, all this stuff. CV joints, all that stuff.
Literally everything. Everything that belongs on a car.
It really helps with rolling resistance. And thank you very much to the guys at Solderweld. You can use the code DIRTLIFE and purchase those off-road repair kits we always talk about. They have a bunch of other products that you can grab. Those guys have been on board since day one, and we really appreciate Lance, Zeke, and everybody over there for helping us out. And last but not least, thanks to the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. You can go use the code DIRTLIFE at ZollingerRacingProducts.com, buy some of their awesome gear. They have so many cool parts coming out, and they're even coming out with Ford Ranger parts soon too.
Nice.
So like I said, thank you very much, James, for letting us have all this stuff at IMG Motorsports, man. So we're going to have a lot more shows for you guys next week. We have a show at Honda Off-Road Racing live from their shop to talk with Proctor Racing Group and see what kind of awesome plans those guys have for 2021. Jeff and I have had a couple conversations. They got some major news that we're going to release on the show next week. So please pay attention, all you Honda lovers and everybody else, man. This side-by-side racing stuff, all the stuff that Ruslan's doing, all of it is growing. James is at the forefront of it, and we can't wait to see what's next. So we thank you guys very much for joining us. We love you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.